Ooh, I didn't realize this would have a third row of seating. Consider me wow. Discover what you'll love about the 2024 three-row QM60 with Infinity Premium Care retailer.
What's up at DQ? These two are debating which $7 meal deal, fries, drink, and a sundae, is the best full-size meal deal of all. Cheeseburger, chicken strips. There's something for everyone in the $7 meal deal at DQ. That tastes good.
We love our new home,
Great neighborhood, big backyard.
but the lamps. At least I feel makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We saved a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
We're done.
What about these?
Okay, I think we're good now. The Twitter space wouldn't want to start here, but I think we're all set to go. We're about 4 minutes away from the starting lineups here. So, head coach by Bruce Cassidy, the Vegas Golden Knights, 45, 29, and 8. Again, we said anything but a wild card here. Jack Eichel, Tomas Hertl, Jonathan Marceau, Alec Martinez, and Alex Pietrangelo. Chandler Stevenson, Ivan Barbashev, Mark Stone, Braden McNabb, and Shea Theodore. Will Carlson, Brad Howden, Michael Amadio. Keegan Kolesar with Noah Hannafin and Zach Whitecloud. Aiden Hill will be the goaltender of record. And for the Dallas Stars, head coach by Peter DeBoer, it sounds like this: 52, 21, and 9. Rope Hintz, Jason Robertson, Joe Pavelski, Thomas Harley, Miro Heiskanen, Matt Duchene, Evgeny Dadonov, Tyler Seguin, Eston Lindell, and Chris Tanev, Wyatt Johnston, Jimmy Benn, Logan Stankoven, Radek Foxo, Sam Steele, Craig Smith, with Ryan Suter and Niels Lundqvist on the back end defense with Jake Ottinger. So it all comes down to this. Again, we have another Game 7 on our hands. Let's get into the series recap really quick before we get into the puck drop. So Vegas won the first two games 4-3 and 3-1. In Game 1, it was Mark Stone, Marceau, Hertl, McNabb, Dallas, Ben, and Robo Marchman. Ottinger gets a loss as he stopped the loss in 26-29. Breakaways galore. Vegas takes it. 3-1 in Game 2. Thompson at 20 and 21. Marceau, Hannafin, and Eichel as they closed down Dallas. But Dallas would surge back. They won the next three games. Starting Game 3, they won 3-2. Thompson stops 5 breakaways in the loss, 43 of 46. Vegas ties game at 2-2. Eichel shorthanded, but Wyatt Johnston with a pair able to wait out Thompson, shoot it over the shoulder, and get that win. Ottinger's best game of the series is he stopped 32 of 34, but he wasn't done. In Game 4, he won 4-2. Dadonov, Johnston, Delandry, sick effort from Hintz to block the shot and score on the empty netter. Ottinger 32 of 34 in the win. A desperate Stars team, and I see them starting to outplay Vegas. In Game 5, Dallas won 3-2. Both the teams exchanged a wild back-and-forth assault as the game was tied 2-2 after the first period. There was a ton of near misses. A miss 3-0 for Dallas. Dadonov also missed a breakaway. Stevenson got robbed by a careless penalty by Pietrangelo with an elbow allowed Seguin to get into a game-winning goal for Robertson at the end of the second period. Ottinger strong, 25 out of 27. Hill started for the first time in the series. He took the loss 22-25. The home team won a game for the first time in this series. But Vegas, down 3-2, won Game 6 2-0. Aiden Hill, second consecutive shutout. I thought Bruce Cassidy might go to Logan Thompson. He goes back to Hill, and Hill looks like his playoff self from last year when they won the Cup. Vegas looked good. Seguin got robbed a few times, 4 shots in that game. He could have scored on every single one of them. He didn't. Hannafin gets the goal near the right. Then Stone with the empty netter. Ottinger 28 of 29. Hill 23 of 23. And now that leads us down to this. What is going to happen in this Game 7? That's the question. What do you got? What do you think? What do you see? Because right now, for Vegas, as I talked about, you get closer in this series and you continue to play games, also locking in your lineup and making more problems for teams going forward. Now, the good part for the Colorado Avalanche is this: with the Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, you got two teams just beating the ever-living heck out of each other, right? And that could be something that works out to your benefit. They're going to be tired. Again, you're probably playing a short series, I would imagine Tuesday. So Tuesday might be the first look at this for me with Cooper Hopkins, and then probably get a Wednesday game in alongside Alec Nava as far as maybe the Rangers and the Hurricanes whenever that Wednesday, Thursday hits. So that's my game plan. Cooper Hopkins and I will link up for one of the games next week. I'll link up with Alec next week as well for one of the second round games. So Aiden Hill and Jake Ottinger, as they're going to get set to get Ottinger again, brilliant in games 3, 4, and 5, not too bad in game 6. I apologize for the looking dog. And we will get set up right now for the play-by-play. It's game 7 and American Airlines here. And the winner gets set to take on the Colorado Avalanche. As here's a wrist shot. This one will go all the way back in the Vegas defense. Here for Pietrangelo. This will try to make a lift as it's picked up for the moment by the Dallas Stars with a couple of stick chops there. Sagan trying to get this across the wall again. Everybody's going to be standing up, I imagine, for a while. Sam Steele out there with the bottom lines for Peter DeBoer as this is flipped in by Pietrangelo. Slap shot from 100 as that's stopped by Jake Ottinger. Backing around the end boards now, Harley will make the outstretch from about 100 feet. This will go all the way back to Braden McNabb. He absorbs a big-time hit. Dallas on the intercept as Aiden Hill and stand up near the right post. This will go back and across the blue line side as this will get recollected here. Dallas play this in off the embankment. Robertson trying to find the entry. Rope hints with a flip pass. This gets put out in front toward the blue side. As this is recollected now for Vegas. They'll dump it down. And it'll be iced against VGK. So I'm going to take a look on this side for the comments or anything else that goes across, because I know Alec now is supposed to join me. We're having a little bit of problems with Twitter space. I don't think it's going to be an issue now, though. It seems like it's up and recording. So anyone else that does join in or have those comments across, I'll throw that in there. Cooper, whoever joins in when they do. Jamie Benn, and near the left side dot. Offensive zone draw here for Dallas. They'll win it. Wyatt Johnson gets stick chopped away as it's flipped down. Jonathan Marchessault trying to get in the way of this right now. This is near the left side. He gets absolutely pasted by Ben, and this one's flipped in. Joe Pavelski does not have any points in this series. That's someone they're going to have to watch. He's due for a breakout as this is near the left side dot. Ben off the spin, gets double teamed off a hit, and this will be played in around the end boards. Vegas now, 2-on-1. Barbashev, the trailer, and this one goes near the left side of the post. He missed it as this one now picked up. Here, Pietrangelo will dump it back in. Ottinger will touch with the stick. Sent back around the end boards for Ryan Suter. And Stone now. Stone will recollect near the right side wall. Dallas plays this off the end boards, right wing entry off the drop for Duchesne. Duchesne, and here's Arister Sagan. He likes that top left of the post there, but Aiden Hill was ready. He already had 4 of those in game 6. Didn't score on any of them, but Sagan's looked good in this series. As this goes all the way back, Golden Knights ice it again. Tentative start here for Vegas. Not so bad for Dallas as they get a couple of advantages on icing with 17-30 left to go in this first period. John, here with you on the solo call so far. Hope to be joined by either Alec Nava or Cooper. Again, I'll work with Cooper at least next week. We've been in communication. Probably try either Dallas, Vegas versus Colorado in the second round. Whoever advances from this, maybe on a Wednesday. We'll see how that ends up working on the days because it's not on the ESPN ticker yet. We're still waiting for the Western Conference Series to get settled on the schedule. Defensive zone draw, as this one is won by Vegas and sent down the ice. As we sent back down for former Calgary Flame Chris Tanev. Tanev now make the outstretched pass. There's a race for the puck right now. In Game 7 history, Dallas is 7-9, but Peter DeBoer going into the pregame 7-0 as a head coach. As this is flipped in by Michael Amadio. Amadio, as Kolsar tried to finish his hit, picked up by Shea Theodore, but he'll put it near the open left side. And now an opportunity for Dallas with Craig Smith and Sam Steele. And we'll do a Luda hit as this is near the right side blue line. Vegas will gain the left, and throw it in. Ottinger now put this slowly around the big hit on the other side for Vegas as they finish it. Again, as we talk about this series going forward, I know this is the last stand for Vegas and Dallas, but if Vegas does advance, I think their lineups are getting closer to being set. And for Dallas, they have a good offensive push that could support against Colorado, not to mention their defense and goaltending, but you kind of wonder how a 7-game series will play against that. Keegan Kolesar now near the right side. Kolesar still with it off the spin and turn. Late for Nick Waugh. Waugh now against Heiskanen as this will go near the left side blue line. Picked up now for Hannafin as they'll send this around the inboards for White Cloud. Now Hannafin lets it go. Big chance out in front near the right side post, but Dallas's defense is there. This is still with Vegas. Right side blue line. Not a little bit too far. Keegan Kolesar absorbs a hit. Rope hits. Push the other way. Here's a drop. Good save. Aiden Hill with the left pad. And the rebound is into an open area. We got our first penalty of the game. And it looks like Vegas going to go to the box. The last look I saw with Jason Robertson. Keegan Kolesar going to go sit in the sin bin for 2 minutes. But Dallas hoping it's not as long as they want to score on the power play here. So let me pull up the ESPN box. I'm seeing all tied up there alongside Jake Ottinger. And then maybe that was with the little bit late. Right now, Keegan Kolesar hold on Jason Robertson. And now I see it near the left side of the dot. Got a piece of the left arm and able to drag him down. So Dallas on the power play. Again, we talked about Dallas. They're a top 10 unit in the NHL as far as power play and penalty kill. So that should regular season at 24.2, but we're 7 games into this series. This one flipped down. Keegan Kolesar in the box for holding. Right about the 15-4 marker. John Under with you on the call on American Airlines. It's Game 7. The winner's going to play the Avalanche. An opportunity now for Duchesne as they'll try to find. Right now for Wild Bill as Jack Eichel. Good stick lift. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Pietrangelo the trailer. Eichel's going to let it go. This one goes up play. 4 out of 13 is the power play here for Dallas. So not too bad in this series so far. They can definitely do some damage. The kill funnel toward the net. Expect a rebound to be given up by Aiden Hill, who's in today, or Logan Thompson when he does play. Then put it to the corner and get it up quickly. That's how they really work. They do a great job of manifesting rebounds. Joe Pavelski now. He can't get the tie-up. And this is with Vegas. Short-handed opportunity. White Cloud takes it, circulates. Heiskanen find the entry. It's Ben. His pass gets deflected, and now Vegas able to kill some time. Mark Stone here able to find the entry here off the pass and save. And they get the whistle before he can get it out to get it going, which also is going to cure some boos from the Dallas home crowd. 4 shots on goal to 2. Again, we see the same OnlyFans kind of model that sits in behind the glass. I used to remember Peter DeBoer, and they showed Rick Bowness a couple times with his face and some of his exclamations, and then they would make fun of that on the Twitter X space side of it. So pretty fun. I'd see that for DeBoer if you get any more of those camera shots. So Kolesar is still in the box at 107, and for Dallas can try to get the power play going. It's the first one of the game. 14:35 to go on the first. Jamie Benn find the entry. This is offside. This was played off a glove hand. 55 seconds left to go in this power play. So John Under with you. I'm watching this one on TBS. That's where we have it now. And as we go throughout the week, I'm going to take Monday off. Probably plan on going Tuesday, Wednesday, and then finding maybe a Saturday or Thursday to mix in. But I'm going to take a couple days off this week because it's been 6 out of 7 days streaming. I need a break. As Harley try to go ahead and find the entry. Good skate through as he gets us down near the right side boards. It'll be dropped now for a White Cloud and McNabb as this one is sent back across the blue line. So good work for VGK. We'll see who's going to throw the first punch here. And we'll see if we'll get some more goals because over the last couple of games, it's been goaltending and defense. And get closer to a Game 7 like we are right now. That's what you want to do. Lock it down. Jamie Benn on the right side blue line. He lost it in between his skates. to the right. As he'll pick it up off the drag, he'll shoot it from a severe angle, and this one goes for the netting. It bounced off Pavelski now play. 13:52 in this first. Again, as we mentioned, winner gets Colorado Avalanche, and I threw that out there in the question marker. Got 4 votes already, so I appreciate you guys. Who is a better matchup for the Avalanche? Right now, 3 out of 4 of you say the Golden Knights. I also threw neither in there, just in case you think the Avalanche are going to clean out both. I think they're leaning that way for the Golden Knights, only because the Stars might have a little bit more of an offensive game to show you. I think that's where the lean's going to be. You guys let me know, though. As this is near the left side and flipped in off the red line. Ottinger will go ahead and touch and leave for Miro Heiskanen. Power play is effectively over. Keegan Kolesar, Shink off the rush. We'll get another whistle, 13:33. And we might as well put bills too, because this game is getting a little sloppy on both sides of the puck going to the netting. So we'll do that and come right back.
This season, DraftKings Sportsbook is your place to bet on the greatest sport on ice. There's so many ways to get closer to the game. And with this latest offer, you can win big. Now that is deserving of some victory stick taps.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets just in time for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, enter the promo code, and make your first $5 wager to score your bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours.
I think Alec was trying to get in here, but the space might not be loading. Let me see if I can invite him in.
That sounds fun. We have sort of a flat hierarchy.
It's an A box that helps people save when they bundle.
Okay, it's very cringy.
Your pain shouldn't be minimized or forgotten.
Let me see if I can.
It's better. All of us.
Customer service. This is Maya.
Oh, hi, Maya. You robots are sounding more human every day.
Oh, I am human.
Yes, it's like I'm talking to a human.
I'm clever. Everyone can talk to a human representative.
All right, prove it.
Wait, are you a robot?
Oh. How would I prove that I'm not?
24/7 US-based customer service.
Do you feel like a robot?
Welcome back to the NHL on TNT. Jack Eichel playing in his first career Game 7 told us this morning the entire team watched Game 7 between Toronto and Boston together last night after dinner. Said it was very relaxing. The Massachusetts in his Game 7 memories date back to 2013. Game 7 heroes watching, and yes, it was the 4-1 game where Boston came back in the third period, or excuse me, what the Bruins did last night. Just more play than Dallas. He was also tripping your picks, wasn't he? Your picks.
Yes, he was. He watched the derby as well.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And I'm just going to start the play-by-play. Once he joins in, we'll load it. So 12:55. Vegas now with the puck. That's Pietrangelo. Here's a slap shot. All sorts of screen out in front of Jake Ottinger. We'll go ahead and hold on to it. 12:49. We'll have to go in this first shots on goal or 3-3. So for my recorder side, it's not going to be a problem. On the YouTube side, it's not going to be a problem either. So we'll. I think the app might just be messed up.
Stale moves around. Rudeford corner. Beat Martinez moving this one up for Stevenson. Chandler Stevenson gets this one up for Stone. And around this goes right. Suter dropped this one backwards. Miro Heiskanen had it deflected up at the far side. So bodies go down. Alex Pietrangelo moved it forward to Stone. And booing here as they're seeing Stone carry this puck. We had a little space trouble, so the space was not long, so it's an emergency space at the start. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing all right. Again, as we said, it wasn't loading. I got part of the play. You want to carry this first, I can finish the second.
As we're here in Dallas, and it's warm outside at the northern side of Texas. It's good, warm temperatures at northern Texas, considering it's close to summertime or springtime, but it feels like spring weather outside. Just the way that fans do, Mark. And you didn't miss much because there's no scoring, even though both teams have combined for 6 shots already.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of this game off the rush. They did get one power play, did Dallas, but they didn't do much with it.
Yeah, it was a power play. There was not a lot that they keep giving up. They keep giving up. Too many short-handed breaks for the Golden Knights as this gets dumped in by Vegas. But they need to do better on that power play. They're starting to figure out their lineups. They're starting to figure out their identity. And they're starting to figure out their defense altogether. That Bruce Cassidy's finding his lineups that he seems most comfortable. Sent in by Kozar. Chris Canada moves away with this puck and sweeps it out. Vegas back with this. Retreating back to center ice as Carey got swept off. Chopped at it forward. Kozar will take this up. Shoved away to the wall. Soder there. Rode a near side. Deflected forwards by Johnson. Cleared out. Back over to Dallas ice. It is Soder again. Moved around this time. 10:15 to go. First period taken on in by Tyler Seguin. Seguin moving down low. I think it's him getting Dadanov, if I'm not mistaken. It is. Dadanov moves to the far side. Duchesne trying to move this one backwards instead. Goes forward to Dadanov. Seguin tied up with Shea Theodore. Stick with Trangelo, the ex-Blue. Winning 2 Stanley Cups in a span of 5 years, split between the Blues and the Golden Knights. Hurdle to the left. Finds Theodore at the opposite side, near the benches. Cross ice dump. Eichel and Suter right here simultaneously. Suter sticking this one away. He's going to down deep. Exchanging between Smith and I think Boston. It goes over to Hayden Hill, who kicks this one out. With 9:30 to go in the first period. Still tied up by Marchessault. Up in the middle, this is Hurdle. Directing this to Marchessault. Harley got there, got bumped towards the near corner. To the point was Martinez on the key. This one takes a pinball bounce over Smith. And Smith, the ex-Predator, gets shoved near the Vegas bench, but not before he sends this one up. Boston ties up Martinez. Fans love that. Zach Whiteball seems this one away. Lands onto Harley's stick. Nearside shot. Flutters wide and behind the net. Not kept in by Thomas Harley, but now back inside comes Jason Robertson. Tic-tac-toe they go towards. Second over to Harley. Had this one bounced off the stick several times. Over the near side. Fired out by Vegas and skating back all the way. Liddell on the icing. Dallas gets an offensive zone draw.
So again, we're starting to see a little bit. Hopefully this game will pick up, but I imagined going into it yesterday after watching Toronto and Boston that this game might pick up a little bit more. Hasn't done so right now. We'll see if it will continue. Still buzzing from yesterday's game and David Pasternak's exciting finish there off that great pass. And we'll see what happens on the Monday side. It's going to be a quick turnaround for the Leafs.
And why Johnson's shot blocked. Already have 22 hits combined in this game. 12 for Dallas. They have the advantage in the physical play. Vegas a more defensive team. They have a combination of physicality and stick checks. Jamie Benn there sends one Golden Knight towards the wall. Soder's shot. Noah's down. Johnson behind the net. Hit it. Noah's back up. Around for Johnson. Whiteball was there. Moves away, and now here's Adamant. Adamant trying to clear between the legs. Pass over to Stoll. Taking on the Stars 1-on-2. Sends it down for the ice. Ottinger played it away. Stoll gets it back for the near side boards. Only for Surge to pick this one back up. Taking it inside by Seguin. And in his face it was Theodore. Moving away from here is William Karlsson. Had it knocked away from him. But this back up is McNabb. Brandon McNabb moves it up. Right on his face was Matt Duchesne. Takes some bounces. Now some rocky bounces. 7:45, and this is directed all the way to the Vegas end. Taking this back up is McNabb. Moving to far side, near the benches. Vegas gets it in, cross border. And Ottinger will just let this one go. Carlson
So I know Alex is going to be a little bit ahead of me as far as the feed, but I'm starting to see Vegas settle down a little bit, especially defensively. That was a great play near the right side dot for Nick Waugh off the tie-up, and some good defensive work there for Vegas. Again, shots on goal apiece as we go to break. This is a defensive battle right now, and I think that's what Vegas needs.
Yes, they're following the Boston-Toronto matchup from yesterday's Game 7.
That was a crazy game, was it not? Again, we talked about some have been made, and if you're the Bruins on the other side, you get to play an old foe and not much rest.
I mean, they did have some nice fettuccine Alfredo after that
Sure
pasta
did.
party in Boston, as is mentioned. But David Pastrnak, he knew that Mitch Marner was going to be caught off guard, and the lack of effort from Marner led to that point in which Pastrnak got so wide open, and the far side of the corner, right to Pastrnak,
Yeah.
right in front of Ilya Samsonov.
And again, I know you probably watched it. I had to reference this anyway because I knew we were going to talk about it. So I'm looking at the Steve Dangle video at the end because you know he's going to get a ton of views at the end of the season. And they said Jim Montgomery, Game 7. Who did he seek advice from? Mike Babcock. That's a laugh.
It's not just Mike Babcock, also John Cooper, who knows how to win these situations.
Right. So that just rubs as much salt in the wound as they possibly can. But I mean, hey, you got to be able to hit the nail on the head of the moves that are going to be made. I'd be surprised if you see Shanahan, Keefe, or maybe even Marner. I think they're all leaving, and as we said, in between Matthews and Nylander, those are the guys that are staying. Especially Matthews has been excellent, but Nylander, I mean, he missed 3 games and still 3 goals, while John Tavares and everyone else had the same amount of points as Ilya Lyubushkin.
Oh, that's rough. Of Tavares, he is winning faceoffs. That was shown in that Game 7. As we get back, that shot doesn't go anywhere. He was intending to have a deflection with Jack Eichel. That did not materialize. Lindell, Aaron just went out for center. The pass too far. I think that was Joe Pavelski on the line of Jake Bennett. Now here comes Eichel. Curling track. Kicked out by Oettinger. The rebound in front. Swept away several times. Vegas almost had the first goal of Game 7. Oh, holy. This is their third ever Game 7. They're 1-1 situation. Wyatt Johnston, he scores! Wyatt Johnston! First goal of Game 7!
I know I'm going to see it now in real time, but that was a blitz from Vegas, and then a clear all the way down. You're going to tell me the youngster is going to do it again, Wyatt Johnston? What a steal and a roof shot! That almost seems like that's a complete avalanche. What a turn!
One of these teams are going to be facing that very team in the second
Man.
round. But Dallas had to survive an avalanche of shots. Fournier even got the steal from Wyatt Johnston. He fired that far side on Hill to thread the needle. The smallest of windows available. There you go.
I remember just a few games ago, Alec, because you know we do. Jake Ottinger being called out, not being good enough. Where has that gone? And then Wyatt Johnston, I want to be a fly on the wall in the draft room board. Where do they keep finding these guys?
Jim Dell has to be a mastermind of finding diamonds in the rough. And as this one goes out onto the Vegas bench, we're going to go to a potential stoppage.
Man, that is crazy because, again, as we said for Vegas, you had 3 shots on goal. The one just hit the left side post. Ottinger swimming in his crease. And then you get a brutal turnover just outside the circles. I'm seeing it now. Trying to be flipped by Theodore. What a read for Johnston, who just goes in and steals it near the left side blue line, goes in between the circles and snipes it.
We're not going to commercial break right now, even though we have 5 minutes left in the first period. We'll keep on. But we may discuss about the second round series and a potential grudge match for the Boston Bruins. Now, as this puck goes out of play, that's a 7-point series, 4 goals, 3 assists. That ties for this series lead with Michael for 7 points.
That's absolutely crazy because, again, you tell me he's got 7 points. How many does Joe Pavelski got? He's bageled.
Oh, that's not a familiar sight to see. Joe Pavelski held off the score sheet. We don't see that often for the ex-Shark.
No, we don't. And again, as you talk about with the sense of the Dallas Stars, the one thing that makes them scary is their depth. Seeing it placed right there with a beautiful goal.
Offensively and defensively. Now, I want to touch on to the second round series. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, with area waits for the Gorilla Panthers. They just witnessed a spectacle at the Miami Grand Prix. First career Formula One win for Lando Norris, behind the support of Jimmy Butler.
That's pretty cool. Again, you got to go out and do that, try to show your support because there's rumors going on with Jimmy Butler.
And if you're a member of the Heat, you have to do everything you can to keep him out some more. Then you didn't let Damian Lillard. Now, what do you do in free agency or the trade block?
You got to do something now. Like I agree because again, I understand the Heat culture, the Miami way, but sometimes in the NBA, you know it better than anybody else. You need superstars every once in a while. I'd like to see Jimmy get some help.
Yeah, you would want to get that as much as possible. The other star player on that Heat team is Bam Adebayo. Tyler Hero, we can say that he works best as a sixth man, and the fact that he was starting in this and the majority of the season and throughout the playoffs, I felt that took him out of his comfort zone a bit. So what do you do at the shooting guard or point guard position? Do you start Duncan Robinson, or do you give Jaime Jaquez Jr. some reps starting at the starting five?
Hey, Alec, because I've seen Duncan Robinson over the years. I do think he's a guy that can come off the bench and spray some threes, but I do like the game of Jaime Jaquez. I think he gets more reps going forward.
Yeah, I like Jaquez's game. He screams Heat culture all around.
Yeah.
Oh, this was close on the foot race. They say that Heiskanen was ahead by several inches on the icing.
So we get that. Again, the hybrid icings, even they're going to mean a lot here with a lot of speed between both of these teams. So all important offensive zone draw coming up. Team scoring first is 147 and 48 in Game 7 history. That's over 75%.
And the 48 includes yesterday when the Leafs scored first. That was their only goal as they ended up losing in overtime. We speak of photo finishes. Well, if you're a fan of horse racing, we saw another photo finish. That was Mystic Dan. Oh, this one set wide. Now it's trying to get the second goal. Mystic Dan was ahead at the time of the finish in the 150th Kentucky Derby. Jamie Benn in the near corner tied up with Petrangelo. Petrangelo, all in sorts of trouble around him. Martinez helping him out as his puck was sent around. Vegas clears. Now they go down to the far side. William Carlson sent around with the near boards. And around this one goes. Corner shoved towards the wall. Mike Amadio on the opposite corner. Puck ridden off of him. Carlson's bouncing puck. Amadio on it. Puck. And this one lifted away by Hayden. Now this one goes. And Thomas Farley helps out his goaltender, Jake Ottinger. And we have a shoving match afterwards between Farley and Carlson.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of that between these two teams. Probably not as much as we would expect in this series right now, but there's been some good goaltending and some defense on both sides, Alec, in this game so far.
Yeah. And overall, the last 3 days of Stanley Cup action in this first round series, we already had a final score with the Carolina Hurricanes trying to come period, but those two power play goals by the New York Rangers too much for the Canes to overcome. 4-3 the final score.
I feel like that's still going to be a long series. We'll see what happens when Carolina goes back to PNC, but maybe they can split.
Yeah, I feel this is going to be an even split. If it doesn't go 6 or 7, I feel this series might be a little disappointment. But we have a false start. Tomas Hertl tossed out.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Alec. I would hope at least it goes 6 or 7. Are going to be sad.
Yeah, especially me. Having my second team beat the Canes. Not enough. The up and dump it goes up high up to the safety netting, and we have some words between Tyler Seguin and one of the Vegas players.
We've had this puck open 7 times already, and we had some fits and stops and starts. I know we went into this series kind of thinking, especially for this Game 7, I leaned it. It's very important that Dallas got the opening goal because you want to make sure that you can get in front of Vegas as much as possible.
Yeah, you want to keep the ice as much as you can, and to shut this game down, start to finish. Well, Dallas is known for their offense. They're a very underrated defensive team, and that's most of talking about their offense showing out on full display, especially with the arrival period to forward. This one almost went to the Vegas bench. 3:50 left on this period. Liddell sent to this side.
And if Hurdle, that was a great pass there for Eichel after the save from Ottinger, but he just kind of ran out of room when he was trying to do the forehand backhand.
The only way that you're tucking this in is if you do a reverse Michigan.
Yes. Yeah, he really didn't have a lot of space. That was good defense there from Dallas in the back check.
Great shutdown by Jake Montague, just followed that puck all around, providing Hurdle no room to fire, and thus the stop was made. The faceoff is won by Nick Wall with help from Shea Theodore. Through the far side, this gets deflected onwards. Dallas trying to pick this one up. That jump doing so at first from Craig Smith, but secures it. On the near side, this takes a bounce and goes over to McNabb. Goes forward to Colasar. Stick lifted by Steele. Down the ice this goes, chasing after, and arriving first is Theodore. Colasar in trouble. Foxa got there. He substitutes in and places Ty Delandro with Foxa. He was on the injured list for the last few games. Chopped away in it, and here's Harley walking a point. Double teamed around by Carey and Colasar, but the Stars are able to keep for a brief second. McNabb around for the near end, and Vegas gets it out. Colasar at it. Watt and Steele bump into one another. Vegas is in. Here's Carey into the net, but it's forced over to the near corner, out wide. Hannafin forced over to the left point by Robertson. Hannafin still walking a point. Drop pass over to Whiteflower. And back where Hannafin just goes around. Was down low. Tries to find the upper man in front. The Stars got away. Cleared out with 2:05 remaining in the first period. Whiteflower having trouble with it several times. Get towards the Vegas bench. Tipped out by Stone. As Vegas is looking to get this one up. It's there, but tied away at it. Vegas moves this one up on the backhand. Davidson, the ex-cap. Haskinen, Hurdle got in the way, but it goes over to one of his teammates. And out this goes to center, deflected pass several times, chopped around several times from Barbashev, and Zone will send this one up to nobody. Lifted out by Dallas. Stanley settles this one down, tied up by Martinez. Petrangelo in the way. Loose at the right, poke forwards, and now backwards to Robertson, takes one, and here's the 2-on-1. Robertson across, back this goes. Robertson couldn't fire it. Robertson keeping his run along. Turnaround shot did not materialize. 1:15 to go. Pass behind the defense to Mark Stone. This one too far. Tanev arrives first for the icing.
Robertson had a chance there, but the give and go back from Henson Robo just didn't materialize as Aiden Hill was swimming near that. Could have easily been 2-0.
Easily could have been because Robertson was flying in the zone to force that 2-on-1 to happen. Tic-tac-toe has a nice pass to Vince, and it's the return feed to Robertson with the Golden Knights defense playing guesswork.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed with Dallas being able to get a ton of steals right now, and their forechecking work, especially with the sticks, has been excellent in this first hour.
Face-off win by Dallas. Johnson dropped it back over to Harley. Around for the force this goes. Thomas Harley still with this back to the players. Chasing a long drive, and they'll shut that one down with 61 seconds left.
Everybody continuing to stand and watch here at American Airlines. They want to see Dallas at least have a this first.
Yeah, great hockey market. A very underrated one as well, which is further proof that hockey does work in the South. There you have to and the hockey pedigree to back this. Such is the case when you have a Stanley Cup in your resume.
Absolutely. Again, especially when you got tons of good players, tons of talent. It's a good Stars team for the last few years.
This faceoff will come between Joe Pavelski and William Karlsson. Last minute of the first period, deep shot did not go. And Vegas tried to get in the way of that. Some Stars fans wanting interference penalty. Harley will send this one over from the near to the far boards. The cross-ice pass, pickpocketed from Pavelski, and now here comes Karlsson looking for some help. That help was tied up, and now Dallas will pick this one up. Here's the cross-ice pass was broken up, and making this one back up is Harley. Will part this bright Stars future. Sent down deep behind Hill. Repicked back up by Theodore, had trouble securing.
Yes, they are. And again, for Vegas, the really only play of substance. It was a big one because Ottinger made about. He had that buzz right out in front, about three chances, one miss near the right side post, and then Wyatt Johnston with a perfect read as he was able to get in the left side blue line, force a steal, get in between the circles, and then wrist it past Aiden Hill. An incredible effort. But again, as we mentioned, threw that out there a little bit earlier between Roberts and him. One, but good active sticks there for the Dallas Stars. I think a really good defensive first period with them and found pay dirt for number 53 as the rookie continues to shine.
Oh, 53 is such a special number. Sometimes when I watch the Kings, sometimes I think back to the days of when Jeff Skinner was around, but sometimes I feel back where Jeff Skinner, he's played over 1,000 career NHL games without playoff appearance. He's still looking for his first one with the Buffalo Sabres, but that still has yet to come.
Yeah, he's always a very skilled offensive player as well. I know he's dealt with some injuries and all, but you'd have to feel for somebody like him, as you said, because I would have expected at some point somebody of his caliber is going to find some playoff action, but it also tells you how hard it is to even get the playoffs or win a Stanley Cup.
Yes, it is very hard when you're on a team that's perhaps seemingly on an endless rebuild, but you do have some good blocks around like Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins, Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power. Howard is there. Plus, you have Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen on the come up. Devon Levi may need some more experience playing down to AHL, some more time. When that time comes for him to truly emerge as a 1B to Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen, and maybe he may get some reps as the 1B to Luukkonen.
I would think of that because you nailed it. I would also think of veteran leadership, a change in behind the bench, kind of reinvigorate everything because there's a ton of young talent. Would have kept that team the way as it is. They're not ready to win yet because they just don't know how.
It's not there yet, but soon enough it's going to come. But second, as we go from one New York team to another New York team, how about a 3.9 for Cinco de Zibanejad? Mika Zibanejad, 2 goals, assists. Well, I know that was a bad take on the joke, but the primary assist on the power play to Vinny Trocheck. That's good when you have Zibanejad firing shots from OB's office. That's his comfort point.
Yeah, Mika Zibanejad is a playoff performer all the time. I think he strikes fear in my heart every time I see it. I love to watch him, but I can't imagine having to play against him. And I can't help but think because I've seen the salt being rubbed in as well. Andrew Kopp makes the same amount of money as Vincent Trocheck. It would be nice to get Vincent Trocheck in a Red Wing uniform. He's working out pretty well as a member of the Blue Shirts. My goodness.
Yeah, Trocheck, a nice offensive and defensive center, two-way center, as some would say, who can also work hard to earn his goals, each and every one of them. Such was Artemi Panarin, the bread man, had the other goal for the Rangers. That's the other five goal in which the Rangers had. Zibanejad had the first one. Alexis Lafreniere in his 4th year with the Rangers, arguably playing his best hockey of his career this season.
Yeah. Like I said, the same thing like I said with Robo and Jake Ottinger and some of that. Can we give some of these young kids some time before you throw all these impossible expectations on them? I understand he was the number 1 pick, but he's still got plenty of years left on his resume, and he's playing pretty well.
Yeah, that's why some people would make the comparison to Lafreniere closer to that of Daniel Sedin.
I like
Give
it.
him some time, and he'll fully develop and materialize into the player that he wanted to be. That's why it took Daniel Sedin some time before he became a true player that he was hyped up to be until year 4. Sometimes it takes time to develop these young guys, and when the bar way too high, you're setting these kids up for failure.
I agree.
But it's the exceptional ones. They get a pass, and they are getting a bar because they're expected to perform immediately, such as the case with Connor Bedard, who delivered.
Yeah, again, and I would talk about that because I don't want to rattle your brain much here, but I also saw some of the things with Kel McCarr, and they were already drawing some comparisons saying that he's a better defenseman than Nick Lidstrom. Kel up a Hobie Baker and a bunch of other things, but let's give him some time as well and let him dominate.
I mean, to be fair for Kel McCarr, he's already one of the top defensemen in the NHL today.
Yes.
We're not sure about already better than Nick Lidstrom. Let's give it time and for time to catch up because Lidstrom has the pedigree and the legacy to back Stanley Cups in the span of 12 years and anchor your defense for that long, fruity empire, you deserve to be considered one of the best defensemen in the NHL.
Yeah, when you're anchoring your defense in your 40s, I mean, that's at that time, but that's what he did. Again, I'm looking at the box score as well going across. For Carolina, Jacob Slavin, as you mentioned, Marty Necas, and Seth Jarvis with the goal at 18:15 to try to get close. I still feel, alongside Alec, this is going to be a deep series. Carolina is going to have to steal one of these on the road. That's just the way that it works out here. I think that they can do it, but this game too is going to be important because I think Carolina can go into PNC and tie the series. We've seen them do that. Hell, we've seen them do that in the last time these teams met up in the playoffs. But it would behoove them, really, Alec, to go 1-1. They got to get a split here.
No matter which way possible, because the Hurricanes, they have their strength at home ice. On the road, that's where they've been lacking under Rod Brindamore as the head coach. Now, he is a great player, don't get it wrong.
Right.
But Brindamore as a coach, he still wants the best, but he has to learn how to win games in the playoffs on the road.
Again, as you talk about, that's why you bring in players like Jake Getzel to kind of alleviate some of that. I understand that they're missing some pieces right there. That definitely hurts because when you got Tony DeAngelo on there, I think Tony DeAngelo is more of an offensive defenseman, correct? He's not going to bring what Pesci does.
Yeah, he's not going to bring what Pesci is bringing on both sides of the ice.
Right.
DeAngelo's more of a one-dimensional offensive defenseman. He's purely there for offense and power play time. That's what he's there for the Hurricanes about. But he's being played on a spare role. So he's supposed to be being utilized on 5-on-5.
So that is something to watch out for to see if they can get Pesci back in and then try to kind of make something out of it. I think Carolina's still got a long way to go, though. They'll be fine. We'll see if they can. 22 out of 25 for Shesterkin. Freddie Anderson, 19 of 23. I'm just looking a little bit at that already scheduled in on Monday at 8:15 on ESPN. Tuesday night, we're still waiting for the time to be determined, but Hurricanes and Rangers, everything. ESPN side is not punched in for the Western Conference just yet, so we're still waiting for this Game 7 to finish.
Yeah, they already got the announcer confirmation about Chris Hubbard and Craig Simpson for Vancouver Edmonton now that the Bruins and Maple Leaf series is over. So that was the question about where the other announcers would go between Parker Einstein with Louis DeBrusque and John Bartlett with Gary Galley. I'm just not sure who is going to get who because they've announced that John Shorthouse and are done. But if you're a Canadian and you want to watch all four of these series, you figure that the Canadian broadcast will have all four series on Sportsnet and CBC, and not just three of them, with one being simulcast from the U.S. feed.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, Alec. And again, I don't want to throw any shade at Chris Cuthbert and Craig Simpson. They're fine. I find them a little vanilla as far as doing all that. I know when we do our play-by-plays and all that, I know we're not super professionals just yet here, but I do like the intensity of a broadcast and trying to bring in facts. That being said, I lean into John Shorthouse for Vancouver because I think he does an excellent job. It's kind of crazy he's not covering his own team.
It's crazy because Shorthouse, he's a true professional in the business, much like with Rick Ball with the Calgary Flames when he comes in Dallas.
I completely agree. We lean in the same spot on that side. So it's kind of weird that he's not doing it, but I know Shorty will be missed, at least on my side, because even when I watched some of that stuff on CBC, when they had a couple of their old guys that were there, they were still doing the series in between last year. So it's a shame, but that's what we got right now. I just don't understand how you said with the simulcast. That just doesn't make sense.
I mean, simulcasting, if you're the Canadian feed, I feel it should be for the first round only because it's too much series to cover, and not enough announcers for Canada on the national broadcast. If you want to get all four broadcasting teams you have for the second round available to cover each series each.
I know we're looking at some of the stuff on TBS right now alongside Paul Bissonnette. I don't know what they're going to do with the punishments, but supposedly Liam McHugh and Paul Bissonnette are going to get a punishment happening to them because certain teams lost, apparently, I saw.
Yeah, the bet was that if the Islanders go further than the Maple Leafs, then Paul Bissonnette will have to get an Islanders tattoo on him. If the Maple Leafs go further and the Islanders, then Liam is going to have to get a Maple Leafs tattoo on him. I think Biz, if it is the Islanders advancing further, I heard that he may also get pied in the face. Since neither the Islanders and the Leafs advanced, then the fans will have to decide, which I feel I'm conflicted on that. Who lasts longer in the first round? Which in such case, Liam may be the one getting the punishment, but now it's up to the fans.
That's a good tiebreaker to me. That's what they should have done. I did laugh when I hear Liam say, "No face tattoos. Stop asking."
Well, speaking of face tattoos, I'm not going to mention it because of the Drake and Kendrick beef.
I did see, and I'll keep this short, I've looked about 30 seconds or whatever. I guess it takes Kendrick, I don't know, 4 or 5 years to release an album. He is a lyrical mastermind, correct? But then he's got about 4 diss tracks in a span of 2 days. So good luck to Drake's camp. That's all I'll say.
Basically, so going, then Kendrick might as well drop a full album of
Yes.
right at Drake. It's getting so bad, and with Drake is getting into every detail that.
No, it's bad. There's a lot going on there, and I would assume there's enough stuff to know that it's not all false. So again, yeah, there's things that are going on, but yeah, if Kendrick, you said it perfectly. If this continues, he's going to get a full album of diss tracks, and he's not the one you want to go after. And I did see something that was pretty funny, and I won't keep it all wrapped, but it is kind of funny. They mentioned J. Cole on some of the memes, and he's just sitting it out. He's a smart man.
I mean, J. Cole's a humble guy.
Yes.
I don't think he's the type of person to go after anyone on a long-term basis. So I respect J. Cole's decision. And as for NBA, well, Game 7 between the Cavs and Magic happened. It was the big stars showing out. Donovan Mitchell with 39, with 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Paolo Banchero with 38, 16, 2, with 3 steals.
Holy
but it's the Magic that come up short by 16 points. Cavs advanced 106-94. The home team has won every of this 7-game series.
I still can't believe that, but it is true. We've gone through it. Again, we've watched Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to say grow up because the Spider's already here, but when you give up 15 out of 17 from the line, yeah, that's tough because you lose by 12. But I will say this. We talked about it from the beginning of the year with the Orlando Magic. I remember joking with you and saying, Alec, are they really first in the Eastern Conference? Yep, go check the numbers. Yes, they are. They were strong. And I will say, even in a loss, 38-16 for Paolo Banchero. That's ridiculous. What an effort for the young man.
Well, he's playing for Team USA instead of Team Italy. Well, Italians may have to feel happy about Banchero's performance. I feel if the Magic keep this up, I feel the Magic may gain the support of most Italians.
They would. And honestly, I hate to say it this way, but when you had Penny Hardaway and Shaq, and I know they had on that side in one of the series back in the 90s, but this might be with the most talent. I understand you had Dwight Howard and Stan Van Gundy, and they did make an NBA Finals where they lost to the Lakers and all that, and Kobe Bryant. But still, this Orlando team, there hasn't been too many times where you had this much talent. This might be the most that they've had in a long time.
Yeah, this might be the deepest Magic team that we've seen for this era, comparing this to the Shaq and Penny Hardaway Magic, or the Dwight Howard, Rashard Lewis, and Jameer Nelson Magic. You have the Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner Magic. Now everything's materializing. This team is deep. We have a litany of players that can score and strike fear into anyone's eyes. Don't forget about Cole Anthony.
Yeah, pretty good player. I'm sure Greg is very happy with his son playing well. He continues to play well. I know I asked you this question, but I feel like I have to do so again. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, what's their ceiling?
I don't think to me, but I feel it could also depend on if Jared Allen is healthy. But when you're going up against the Boston Celtics and you have Cavs fans in the stands chanting, "We want Boston," that shit feels like a death
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't they learn from? And I know it's not the same sport. When Toronto was chanting, "We want Florida," stop chanting for teams.
Well, it only worked for 2 teams, let's remember. Chanted that in advance of the second round series against the Bruins, and the Irish beat the Bruins. However, that came back to bite them for the semifinal when they were chanting "We want Tampa." They got Tampa in 7 games. The Rangers, they were chanting "We want Houston." Literally, the series after Twins fans were chanting "We want Houston," the Twins got bounced. The Rangers went on to win the World Series.
Yeah, I tend to kind of stay from wanting certain matchups, and you pretty much diagram that all for us. Because for me, you play who you play. You just focus on that. The fans just enjoy the theater because when you get caught up into it, sometimes you get caught into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, basically. Hey, John, do you want to take the second period?
I'll take the second period, and then I'll probably close it out. We'll do a switch because I had you close out overtime last time. So I'll close out the final 10 minutes of the third, and I'll.
All right. That sounds like a plan here.
So I appreciate you bringing up the emergency space. Honestly, I got it all set up.
I mean, that's weird. Sometimes it doesn't start at all. I got that several times, which some spaces were not because they have some problems loading up. Might be Wi-Fi or anything, but now that's all good. Everyone, the Wi-Fi issues has been resolved since then, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't know what's the situation on your end.
No, I wasn't sure either. I do remember sometime last year during the Stanley Cup Finals in between Vegas and Florida, they were doing something in the Senate and they were trying to make sure to get everybody on a large space. I couldn't even do game one, so hopefully we don't have any situations like that happening to us in June.
Oh, that was certainly a confusing time. So we may come to this game soon enough. But between the Caps Magic game 7, Rangers Canes game 1, I felt like this game tonight, this may be the main event.
I think it's fair to say, at least for us, I know that NHL is, I wouldn't say a niche sport, but it's still behind the NFL and the NBA, Major League Soccer, all that stuff, soccer across the board. But this is a big one, and I want to see what happens because I leaned Dallas in 6. That's what I took. Now we're playing 7 games. Dallas has the lead. Dallas does not want to pull a Toronto. I think they're good enough to kind of hold on to this. They're going to need to score more than 1. This is not going to be a 2-1 game, I don't think.
And not like yesterday when we saw Pasternak get Boston into a frenzy. I know the entire city of Boston and the Bruins are now in that realization phase, John, like what you said.
There they are, because now, okay, you won. You get the utter elation here for Sunday. You take the plane ride, go over to Sunrise, and you go, oops, now that's the first round. It doesn't matter where you play. Obviously, celebrate. But now, when you're playing against the Panthers, you get to the realization, okay, Swayman's excellent. You might need to even play Allmark at least for a game or 2, only because you're going to need the rest, and then see what happens. And hopefully it's a long series, but I just don't know. Florida's really good.
Yeah, they are. Take it away, John. Second period.
So now I'm officially getting the puck drop here as this is sent back down now. Nick Waugh able to get this one ahead. There's 4 Dallas Stars against 1 Vegas Golden Knight as this is near the left side of the red line. It's 1-0 lead for the Dallas Stars. Alec Navakol, their only goal right now, unassisted from Wyatt Johnson. It was a great steal from the left side. Blue line circles and sniped it to the right side of the mess pass. Hill, who gets his second straight start. Now Dallas find the entry near the left side red line and send this one in. Alec Martinez will watch. It's dangerous and behind the net now. Keegan Kolsar gets a chance to pick this up again. He was just activated a couple games ago. He's about to bide some punishment. Find the entry off a flip in. And looking behind them is Martinez trying to locate the puck as Kolsar will see this one go near the left side of the post. Picked up now for Tomas Hertl, former San Jose Shark, leaves for Eichel. Eichel now. Sweet play off the backhand. I'll have to spin. He has no space, so let this one go. And it's blocked out the front before it ever hit Ottinger. This one's sent down. Nice. And this will be blown dead against Dallas.
I know about Vegas, about the lineup that they're messing up, and that there's a mix and match between who is going to play next to Jack Eichel and Jonathan Marchessault. Sometimes it's Ivan Barbashev, other times it's Tomas Hertl. Either which way, what's wrong with either?
No, he's not. Now, like, before I jump back into this again, they got to find a way to get Jonathan Marchessault going, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Even though he has 2 goals and 2 assists for the Reigning Conn Smythe Trophy winner, he needs more.
Yeah, he's a guy that can give you about 5 or 6 in a series, and that's kind of what Vegas has been used to over Vegas over the last few years. That's their guy.
That's their go-to guys. We now get the stat for most Game 7 wins by coach or manager. Red Auerbach, 8-0. Peter DeBoer has a chance to join him as the only other undefeated coach or manager to go 8-0 in Game 7s. The next closest, Daryl Sutter, who is 8-3 in his career in Game 7.
I'm going to say something maniacal here, but I want to see. Why not? Let's just make it crazy.
Oh, don't remind Flames fans of what previously happened.
Michael, that's just in now. Heiskanen will pick this up off the Ottinger clear and send this back and around the net. Harley make a good outstretched pass from 60, put on the score sheet, and Dallas would be up by 2 if he does so right now. Former Pred, he's been around for a while. I know his best days are behind him. Here's a wrister, a big save for Hill near the left side, but they still can depend on Suter on the third line, goal line defense. Delayed offside, hand in the air, no problem, goes back to Dallas as Suter starts this again from Lundqvist. And this one sent down the ice, and it'll be blown dead again.
Oh, that might be a photo. Shane was closer to the puck than the approaching Goldeneye. I'm not sure who was closer, but Aiden Hill under siege, and one of his defenders, his teammates, prevented a rebound goal from Joe Pavelski. Sweet stick in the way. Was that Hanneman?
I think that was, again, another flame as we talk about getting close there. Again, almost the same photo finisher as you referenced in the Derby. Somebody needs to frame that photo there with Mystic Dan and the other couple horses there, because we had a 3-horse finish all within a fraction of a fingernail. It was pretty incredible. This will go all the way down the ice again.
Oh, you reminded me of that NASCAR race at Atlanta between Daniel Suarez, Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch.
Yeah, we've seen some incredible finishes across sports, and we're hoping that this Game 7 for our segue, John Hunter with you alongside Alec Nava, can provide the same thing. Again, Dallas broke the mold, being the first team to win a game on home ice. Then Vegas comes back and responds in Game 6, and now Vegas, up against the ropes, needs to find a way to tie this game and continue along. And then they're going to play the Colorado Avalanche. Happens though. Near the left side line, Jimmy Benn sends this one in. Again, Jimmy Benn and play all 7 games in this series. It wasn't that way in between the Western Conference Finals last year. Again, he lost a couple games with suspensions. Tyler Seguin, as he's out ahead, but he will spin back near the right side dot. Opportunity now, try to bank this off the outside of the cage. And now Dallas with Matt Duchene will give chase, but it's Bob Bill and Carlson send it in off the. No, Dallas's defense is back when Toronto's wasn't. We get an ice.
So the defense a step ahead that time around, not causing an icing photo finish for 16:44 seconds. So far, kind of slowed down the action here in the second period. Much like it's down to a defensive game, like what these two teams' strengths are.
Yeah, it is. And again, I mentioned to you whether or not I feel like favors Vegas or favors Dallas. Again, I did say favored Vegas, but now Dallas is ahead, courtesy of Wyatt Johnston. So at some point, Vegas is going to have to break out of that shell and start to press a little bit. And the other part is Dallas can counter with the best of them. They are a very good team across the board, very well-rounded, specialty teams, everything, even strength as well, as this is near the red line. This will be put in across. Rope hints. Tries to make a dive at it, but Alex Pietrangelo will make the outstretched pass. There's the opportunity. Keegan Kolsar that will stay onside. Here's a cross pass for Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh is another one of those guys in the bottom 6 that could play a top 6 role, especially in the second line center, but they're still not even using Anthony Mantha as this goes now near the right side for Martinez. The multiple-time Stanley Cup champion with Vegas and the LA Kings will send this one ahead. Pick up now for Marchessault. He's got nowhere to go here as this is put in behind the cage. And Hurdle off the pin. Can Marchessault locate it? Just a series of cross checks from Sam Steele. And now Dallas with the long flip. This goes across neutral zone. Must be play the.
Clear as day, Shea Theodore, play of his hand. Easy call for the officials to make. So for Tomas Hurdle and Jonathan Marchessault now at the same line with Hurdle, he needs to step up his game more. But as we noted earlier about you can't go wrong with putting him with Eichel or Chandler Stevenson on the line. He has just 1 point this series.
Yeah, Chandler Stevenson is another guy that I like to mention over the years. They need him as well. He can be a Swiss Army knife and be in that top 6. Vegas needs some other scoring. Again, we talk about Stone and Eichel, really not worried about them. Marchessault would have been still pretty good, but you just need a little bit more. As this is near the right side, or maybe Dallas's defense is back good. Eichel, here's an opportunity. As this goes down to the left side, this is still trying to get wrapped around off the forehand, and Dallas will steal it. This will be gloved all the way down for Jack Eichel, defensively responsible. Stretch able to stay on side. Nice pivot. Hurdle trying to make a play. He was out waiting on Drew, who did not give him space.
That's going to go on the highlight reel for next season or the next playoff series, no matter where they go from here. Add that to the highlight reel. That was a sweet move.
Yes, it was. Again, Hurdle, they added him up there for a long-term extension alongside Hannafin. You got some key depth. You got players that you know are going to be good going forward. And I imagine, Alec, we had this conversation before, but even if Vegas doesn't win this series, I still think Vegas is going to be a factor for several more years to come.
Yeah, they're in good hands still, no matter if they finish in the first round or in this playoffs.
Stevenson, draw against Sagan. He's down to a knee. The ref gets taken down, and this draw, Duchesne was trying to push ahead, and some more body contact as this goes into the players' bench. A lot of stops and starts here so far in the second with 14:47.
It feels like we're getting a whistle every few minutes here.
Yeah, I'm trying to put the treadmill on running speed, but right now it's keeping me in a slow jog.
Just for the moment, it feels like it takes the time to make me stop and think about the Kyle. The Kansas race got delayed because of rain. It's back on right now. Kyle Busch ahead of Kyle Larson for a moment.
Again, I've talked about it some of the times at MIS in Brooklyn and Michigan. When it's raining and they dry the track, it takes about an hour and 20 minutes, so it's no fun waiting those out. Tigers game got a little bit delayed there with the Yankees. Yankees swept the series that finished in 8 innings. As Dodonov now puts his another guy that needs to get going, trying to drop for Stevenson. Good stick in the lane, but this is with Dallas. Off the backhand, Dodonov trying to circle. Leaves it to his defense. Harley from Haskinen. Here's a good pass near the left circle, and I think I just got shot high as Vegas able to escape the pressure. Barbashev and Stone will crisscross. Harley, he's been really good on the top line support. Vegas steals. Good diving shot. This is still in the offensive zone, however. Stone, captaincy. He'll turn. He runs into Sagan. Who's got the puck? Barbashev trying to find it. Sohm now still with it somehow near the left side. Barbashev not giving up on the play. He tried to drop it to Stone, but it's right into the arms of Dallas. Now one-on-one rush. Radek Faksa, I haven't get a chance to call his name that much. As Carlson. Stone gets the entry near the right side. Good in the lane have been prevalent in this game so far. I think that's the reason why this is nothing. Shots on goal are just 9-8. This is near the left side. Harley can't find it in between his skate blades. Now a 2-on-2. As able to find the entry here is Smith. Smith now put this around the inboards. It's picked off. Vegas survives it near the right side red line. Too far for Carlson off the clear in. And this will be sent back around. And now the Dallas defense gets a chance to start again alongside Essa Lindell and Chris Tanev. This will be sent back down now for White Cloud. Off the spin, Noah Hannafin. He's still got some sweet moves. He doesn't have to play as much offensive game as he did in Calgary. As it's Nick Waugh Put this around the end boards now. Opportunity. Glove, and then cleared in Ty Dellandrea. Rope hits near the left side. Hits enough for Ty. Ty. Here's Hits wide open. And Hill, this one goes wide, but I'm not sure how.
That was so much. Do we finally get an extended period of play now this time around? Rope hits, and several other stars with great looks to go up 2-0 for Dallas here. That's a curling drag. I think this might have went off of one of the Golden Knights, or might have bounced off the top of the crossbar and out of play.
Man.
We pointed out Thomas Harley earlier. He made that sacrificial shot block to deny the Vegas goal, perhaps.
Yeah, and again, I got to give a correction on my 11. Logan Stankoven, it was the one in behind the pass, and I'm thinking about Dellandrea, so I'll make sure that I get that across. You get a chance to see the youngster a little bit more. I'll finally get my memory corrected. That was set out right in front for Roba Hintz, and as you said, maybe kissed the top of the crossbar, but the whole side of the right mesh was open as Aiden Hill break.
Yeah, Ty Dellandrea, he's a healthy scratch for today with Radek Faksa sliding back into the lineup. Do you remember Faksa? He was out hurt for the majority of the series. Mason Marchman has played just 2 games this series. He's still on the injured list.
And Mason Marchman, it's a shame for him because I remember in the last couple of years, especially last year, he was kind of thinking that he needs to push a little bit, get more offense. He was doing very well before he got hurt.
Yeah, and that contract year with the Florida Panthers, unfortunately, he priced out the Panthers' plans and got right onto Dallas, wearing his number, Brian.
And again for the Panthers, because you said it right, Panthers, it's going to be hard to afford everybody when you got guys like Montour and Barkov and Kachuk and Verhaeghe and Reinhart. You just can't afford to pay everybody. And oh, by the way, you still got Bobrovsky's contract.
Yeah, not to mention that Sam Reinhart had his best year of his career on a contract year. I don't know if he's priced himself out of Florida's plans, but you need to pay up. You have to pony up because of him having a $6.5 million cap hit, he might be asking for way more than that. At least $9 million with the salary cap going up.
Again, I feel like I do this all the time, Alec, and I hate to say it, but Steve Yzerman, call the man.
I know the Detroiter that you are, the Pittsburgher that I am, and I wish the Penguins can get him.
You would say the same thing. He's a great player, Matt Duchene. Tanev will watch. Duchene gets a Tanev, slaps it. This one is stopped near the left side dot, and Tyler Seguin. Send this back around the end boards now. White Cloud back to the other number 3 and Tanev. Get this one across. Seguin, good touch pass to Shane. He lets it go for the screen, and on off this face-off one, Dallas. Everybody's continuing to stand. Automiro Heiskanen jerseys, Robertson, well represented here for the Stars, and as they should be. Near the right side, here's a drop. Picked up on the right side dot, still trying to get this. To Shane, this was out in front. Aiden Hill was being bothered. This will get sent all the way down. Vegas. I don't think they're going to mind, though. They were kind of stuck in their own end.
Yeah, they were getting hounded at their own, and Dallas was going to get hounded at their own end, but Vegas needing all the attack that they can get. They were all out on it. Now Dallas can't change. Or is it Vegas that can't change? But Dallas, they were exhausted on all fours. There was just literally nothing for them to get out of it. But Vegas, they get a break for a while.
This will be flipped down again. So maybe for Bruce Cassidy's squad, you can start to take the change. They're doing so now since they're near the bench. Pavelski leading the rush, and Ben gets a shot. Pavelski now sends it back. Aiden Hill, he's just trying to keep his crease clean. He was pushing people out of the way back to the stand-up, kind of like Billy Smith back in the day. Here's a wrister. This one's solved by Hill.
Billy Smith. I'm kind of not familiar with the name, but when it legendary guys like Alex Ovechkin, Mike Bossy, Wayne Gretzky, Joe Hall, but you have players who are trying to emulate their games in the past.
Let me give you some homework here, Alec. Before you go to sleep, go on YouTube and look at some Billy Smith, the goaltender for the New York Islanders. Anybody that's in his crease, he would just whack him with the stick.
We talk of legendary goaltenders
Yes.
now.
So Wyatt Johnston, that's what I want you to look at. That's pretty crazy, but 80s. As this is sent across again a little bit before my for me. As this is sent back around now, Ottinger, and this will all the way down. The icing is waved off, however. We're almost halfway through the second. Tomas Hertl, try to find the entry. He already had a couple sweet stick drags. We'll get a windmill, try to go ahead and get to this puck, but this will be with the Dallas defense. Joe Pavelski was a dangerous pass, but now Dallas able to get in the offensive end. Radek Faksa joining it off the screen, and Aiden Hill got wiped out. He made the save, though, and Vegas gets it the other way. Eichel with a sauce. This goes harmlessly off the right side boards. Now I'm behind the cage in front, but Dallas defense, 4 of them collapsed in front of the net, not letting anybody get a lane to Jake Ottinger. And right now, Dallas, I'm not saying they're playing for a 1-0 game, but their defense is playing good enough to lock it down at that point. Vegas is going to have to find something here. 9:45 look to go in the second. Now near the left side. Stone, here's a pass, but it gets sticked away before whatever hit Barbashev. Stevenson, off his back skate, stolen Barbashev, and this is saved by the left pad of Otter. Now we're on the left side. This is Lindell. This pass picked off, and Vegas will send Noah Hannafin. We'll go ahead and start again. It's kind of crazy that he's on the 3rd defensive line right now for Bruce Cassidy because he would be on the top for the Flames. Here is an opportunity. Stone, away for his defense. Here's a long wrister. Stopped by Ottinger. Rebound. This one goes wide. Thomas Harley on a long shift, about 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Now, as this is near the right side, and Dallas gets it out, but this goes in the players' bench.
Ivan Barbashev's shot took a weird deflection from Mark Stone out in front, but that's a dirty him in the ice that Stone finds himself comfortable at. A wacky deflection, but not before Radek Faksa almost on going to the left side, trying to stop it. It just sails wide him. And he wasn't tested at all on that shot, but Barbashev almost had that deflection right in front of himself.
Yes, he did. And I even see Sam Steele in the picture alongside that in Radek Faksa. I can maybe talk about, I know it's, you can see how it finishes, but Dallas's bottom 6 are hanging in there against Vegas's bottom 6, aren't they?
Yeah, everyone's hanging in there.
Yeah, I think it's been good depth right now for the Dallas Stars, and has to show that way against the Vegas Golden Knights. Honestly, I know the way it works out in between 2 and number 1 seed, this is the matchup that we can get. Alec and I won't kid ourselves, though. I mean, this should have been a matchup that we could have watched again in maybe round 2, round 3. It's a shame that one of these teams is going to get eliminated after tonight.
Yeah, I know this was perhaps the Western Conference semifinal matchups if it were 8 seedings, but we look at both sides. This would be a Western Conference quarterfinal matchup, even if it went the 1 from 8 seeding matchup, if we were to go back to the 1 from 8 seedings.
Yeah, I have to think so. That's where I would lean too, Alec. That's why I kind of covered 3 of the games in this series. It's going to be too much of a gluttonous. I do try in the first round to get to every series, but I will say, admittedly, and this is partially my fault, when I'm looking at the series in between the Rangers and the Caps, it wasn't because I was salty that I didn't want to cover that because neither one of our teams made it. I just didn't expect the Caps to get a win.
We were not expecting it at all. We were thinking a sweep by the Rangers, and it happened. Like, period. Like they were outmanned and outgunned at every turn. And you point to that negative goal differential. It was way behind everyone else. Bottom 10.
The worst all-time ever for a playoff team to make it. As this is now Jamie Benn trying to push this the other way. Shots on goal are 12-10. Wyatt Johnston unassisted in the first period. That's still where we are right now. And I'm looking, as we're continuing to do this play-by-play and hand it off to Alec in the third period at the top of the 10 minutes, I'm looking for a lane here for Vegas to be able to score a goal. And right now, courtesy of Dallas defense, I don't see one. Here's traffic out in front of the net, and even though down, it got blocked before it ever got to him. And now Wyatt Johnston will watch as this one gets sent in, finishes hit. Now Robertson trying to join in on the fun. Block shots are 10-9, but it really feels like a lot more than that. Vegas actually has the lead there. Former St. Louis Blues captain Alex Pietrangelo, again, he won a cup there. He's also won a cup with Vegas. They'll settle it down. You can't have any more unnecessary penalties like he did against Tyler Seguin. Kind of cost him the game. As this goes in near the right side, trying to be recollected by Vegas, and that'll be an opportunity. Stankoven able to send this one back ahead. This will get bounced a couple times. Vegas overskates it on the pass. And now the left side red line gets cleared in by Dallas as it's slowed down by 8. With his outstretched from 60. Try to find the entry now near the right side wall. Absorb a hit. Does Keegan Kolesar as you got the bottom pairing out there for Bruce Cassidy's squad. Tyler Seguin. He's been pretty good in this series right now, although I feel he's been sneaking as far as scoring goals. It's not for the lack of trying. He's side post, but he's been denied by Aiden Hill about 6 straight times over the last couple games. And he gets a reverse hit. Matt Duchene stays back to him near the left side line. Eichel, get it back to D. Hannafin, this one tips. Somebody lost their stick. It's not Ottinger right now, as they'll shovel this away near the left side down. Back and around the end boards. Hurdle will watch as this one. I think it's deflected.
Yeah, it's deflected out. Honestly, we were not expecting this to be a 12-game series to go scoreless through 2 periods. That's crazy as that stat sounds. As we saw, he won just yesterday. Mark Stone is feeling a little hurt as he went over to the bench and talked to the medical staff for the goal.
I happen to think that he's going to stay in this game. It doesn't look that serious, but you're right, Alec. He is stunned, and it's not a guy that you want to lose. He's back out there. He's the captaincy, but he's also someone that can score some goals. He's responsible defensively as well.
You're very responsible on the defensive side. As you age, you lose those attributes. However, how long does he have left in the tank? He still has plenty left in the tank.
I happen to think so. 3 giveaways, 3 hits, 1 block. Again, that's going to continue to climb. I don't think this game is over by a long shot, but again, I'm still trying to say I'm finding a way for Vegas to get a seam here to get a goal. I'm not seeing it right now. Dallas extended defense, 1-timer. This one blocked nicely by White Cloud as this is picked up off the lift. And this will be to play this one. Barbashev will finish his hit on Harley as this will be open near the right side boards. Gain the entry now, Tanev, as he'll continue to spin. Good stick lift by Stone as this one is easily picked off across the Dallas logo. Captaincy Jamie Ben flipped in now. Pietrangelo put it across the inboards. And we'll get another whistle. I've had about 15 of these already. It's giving me a headache.
5:40 left to go. We're getting another stoppage here in the second period. Offside's the call, but there's so many whistles with you on the call. I don't know what. Or is there seeing something in which they see as obvious, such as that offside or pucks going to the benches? It feels like this game is going on too slow.
It is right now. We'll see if we can pick up. I bet honestly, the way that this is going, Alec, you're going to get a hot first 10 minutes of the third period. I think you're going to get some action.
Yeah, just as we speak about hot action, well, between the Nationals and the Blue Jays, we saw hot action, and 11-8 final score. Taking the win.
That's a good young team so far this year, and I didn't think I would be able to actually say those words out of my mouth. I feel like the Nationals aren't that bad.
Yeah, 17-17, standing at 500. Are the Nationals coming up, or I feel we have to tune down their expectations for the Nats?
Yeah, because again, I know it was a few months ago, Strasburg, the World Series champion, he had to pretty much call it quits. I don't think they're stuck with this contract anymore, but they really weren't supposed to have any hope. I mean, you look at it, the Padres just made a big trade. They got dumped on by the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are only 15-20. They made the World Series last year, but Luis Ariz now, I think, is a member of the Padres, as Diamondbacks went 11-4.
I don't know what some of the Diamondbacks right now, but it felt like even though they got Jordan Montgomery at their arsenal, they may be missing something on their offensive stat sheet. Of course, they have Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte, Christine Walker, and Geraldo Perdomo. but you need to load up some more.
And again, it might kind of tell you some of the other oddities in Major League Baseball because again, the Marlins they're 10-26. They're able to beat the Athletics, but I didn't expect the Athletics to be 17-18.
Nobody expected that, especially since their final season playing over before they go to their interim baseball stadium anywhere around the Bay Area or Sacramento, as they're considering right now, before they go to their permanent home at Las Vegas.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of moves. There'll be some moves in the NHL with the team in Utah. We'll see what they'll be named. Hopefully, they'll find something that makes some sense as Miro Heiskanen this one gets sent in. But I do feel bad for Coyotes fans. I know Alec and I talked at length about that many times, but it's just been a dumpster fire the way that it's been. Heiskanen, another block. This will go to the right side dot. Ben trying to make a play in between his skate blades. Again, he can't take the fight out of the dog from Jimmy Ben. He can still really lay out the pain. Heiskanen sends this one across. Stopped as it was saved off of Harley's chance from Hill. And now Heiskanen one more time for Joe Paul. Is he going to side? Pietrangelo, they're the first to get to it. Back around the end boards here. Alex Pietrangelo got a spin and turn. Robertson still in his face. And Tomas Hertl will send this one back down and across the red line as it's fired in again. 4:40 left to go in the second. Jonathan Arway alongside Alec Nava. Are we going to get a goal here for Vegas? Good setup, Carlson. Yes, we will.
You noted, spoken right into existence. Wide open, tapped in goal by Brett Howden, who is meant to be a castaway with the Vegas Golden Knights. As looking comfortable on this lineup, easiest stage, you tap that one in off the setup from Mike Amadio. Howden was waiting on front patiently for it, presented stick, leaving Ottinger on an island. Ottinger played the pass, didn't do enough to potential shot, and that was basically the easiest goal.
That way, because I was just going to ask you, how does Brett Howden get unchecked? Two defensemen aren't there. Ottinger's not there. He's able to walk into the crease and essentially blow on the puck to send it in across the goal.
This one inside, just dances way in. William Carlson with the utter assist to the entire bird lights on the board for Vegas.
Now, Hertl off the spin now. Eichel and Waugh trying to make something happen here. Vegas with all sorts of speed. They'll keep it off the backhand. Hertl lost it. This is played nicely off the end boards. This could be a rush for Dallas. Off the backhand, this one goes wide to Shane. It stays in. Slapper. Backing around the end boards. Now Tanev off the one-time attempt. Gets fanned on partially near the right dot. It's a tie game now. Tanev. He'll spin. Pick this up off the back skate. In the high slot, you look for a deflection attempt there for Evgeny Dadonov. And now settle back down Shea Theodore. Carlson, part of that score sheet there as Howden, as Alex said. I mean, you couldn't get more open than that. Near the right side, it's tied at 1. That answers a Wyatt Johnston unassisted goal. Dallas trying to make something happen before the end of the second period. Shot boards 13-13. It's a 1-1 game. Hey, I said it wasn't going to be 2-1. It might be. Here's an opportunity. This one gets knocked away from Marchessault. Goes up and out of play again.
As we get another puck that goes out of play, Dallas, they've been trapped defensively in some sequences, and Vegas, they're finding their mojo here in the second period. We played out last year how the second period was their bread and butter, and that could materialize if they go further down for the road. That's where they like to play their game best. Howden with 6 career postseason goals.
6 seems like an awful lot, but again, that is the depth that Vegas can bring you, and he's one of those guys. Top 6. Again, Vegas had to deal with so many injuries over the last few years. That's why they have the depth that they do. As this is sent back around the end boards, White big hit that Marchessault had to absorb. As this one goes, players bench. Now Jamie Benn and Whiteclaw get tied up. Marchessault wants to put hands on number 14 here. I don't think that's a smart decision.
Yeah, I don't think that's smart either. With the referee already breaking up the scuffle here, and I feel it's all starting Marchessault was trying to play this puck. Pavelski decked him from behind. Marchessault did not like that. Zach Whitecroft came to Pavelski's defense. The decision is by Pavelski to do that. If that was harder impact, you'd think there would be a penalty, but that was not the case. The officials have mostly swallowed their whistles for the most part. And penalty all night, that being Kane Colasar.
Yeah, no, you said it right. And again, I'm looking at it for Pavelski as well, and I'm thinking it's a little uncharacteristic to me, Joe Pa.
You think grinder or someone of an enforcer
Right.
those type of plays, but that's not the case. Uncharacteristic.
So Jamie Benn, you got Pavelski on the right wing. Maybe they can get a quick draw and a shot here. Somebody on Vegas jumped too early, but they'll do this draw again. Ben wins it clean. Heiskanen was working toward the right circle. He wanted a shot. And now Jamie Benn able to get this back to the defense. Picked up now Stone. So he's shaking off injury very quickly. Nick Waugh really offsides. Now it's 2:39 left to go in the second.
If Nick Waugh with the false on the face-off, he still keeps his hit. But Dallas, they set this one up. The intended play was a screen. And Pavelski's stick was on the other side, not the side in which Wyatt Johnson was wanting it to be at.
And we talked about Joe Pavelski and the deflection specialist that he is. And again, I find it hard to believe he's on the score sheet. I mean, he had a game last year in which he had 4 goals in one game, all deflections.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. Against Seattle, I know Dallas lost that, but that was a special game for Pavelski. It was his first game back from into the lineup.
Now near the right side, Dallas can't touch, delayed offside. Here's Chandler Stevenson. Off the drop, he had Barbashev, but the pass was not very clean. Backing around the inboards now. Theodore, good step up. Able to get this puck back in the zone here for Vegas. They're taking the lead on the shot board 14-13. Effectively, they've tied the game as Howden got pretty much a walking goal. Martinez to the traffic. This one goes harmlessly off the inboards. Try to be blades. Good opportunity. Stankoven now. We'll take a long wrister. This bounces off a hill and back him behind his net. We're almost down to the final 90 seconds of this second period. John Hunter with you alongside Alec Nava, and I'll get set to handle it back to Alec in the first 10 minutes of the third. As this is off by some defense. Heiskanen he's into a hit, and now Will Carlson send it back around for Martinez. 1:20 left to go in the second. It's a 1-1 game. This one's sent in off the long clear, and Ottinger's got it. He'll settle it down back for his defense. Here's a good pass from about 150. He's got to have Vegas get back on the back skate and send it in toward the players' bench. Still loose, as this will go all the way back down the ice to Vegas. Noah Hannafin going from the Flames of the Vegas Golden Knights. He already scored a game-winning goal in Game 6. Able to stay on side. Hurdle, nice spin, but he's got nowhere to go, no support behind him. Theodore able to clean it up. Down to 45 seconds as this one's dumped in now. Vegas find the entry between the circles. Oh, that doesn't go in near the left post, and I'm not sure how. I think that was Eichel with some wizardry. Dallas able to goes now near the right side dot. Theodore puts it back around the embankment. Pass bounces off of Dallas. Trying to get the steal now with Stankoven down at 20 seconds. Vegas able to find in the offensive end. He needs some help now. Here's a wrister. This one gets blocked aside. Vegas desperate to keep it in. Down to 10 seconds. Dallas one more rush before the end of the period. Robertson near the right side boards. Turn down to 3 seconds. Got to let it go. And that's going to end the second period. But how did Vegas not score there?
That was a gammy for Jack. Remind us of the coach's similar to David Pasternak goal. Had this one on in. Eichel doing a dipsy doodle. Forehand, backhand. This time there was a defender right, but that was Chris Tannen.
Oh.
One of the toughest defensive defensive to get around. And Eichel missed the net entirely. They hit the side of crawling just right, trying to stop this. He wasn't even tested.
I can't believe that. I mean, that's like the Red Sea for Jack Eichel. Great skate, almost picture perfect like Tomas Hertl. $1 million move. It's the 10-cent finish there as we get the Otter masks. It's 1 after 40. Alex going to take it away once we get to this second intermission here. We're going to have another barn burner in front of us, my friend.
And so far, it's another one of them. Another goaltending matchup. Well, not really a goaltending matchup because it's been a low shooting contest. Vancouver and Nashville has about 5 of these. We're possibly getting our first one between Vegas and Dallas in a low shooting contest.
Yeah, every single one of those ones between Vancouver and Nashville. And that's why we talked about it the other day, saying what chances realistically does Vancouver have against Edmonton? Now, Ian Genji was a little bit more optimistic than you were as far as that. I thought he made some good points. I still wonder when that series does get time and date stamped, how long it's going to go. She lost. Alec, I think you and I agree. I hope that he does well. I'd like to see them continue. I just don't think you can survive that amount of output against the Oilers.
You know, the key for Vancouver, don't put the Oilers on the power play. Essentially, 9 times out of 10 on basically playoff time, it's a death sentence.
Yeah. Make sure you tell them that on repeat. We'll have to make it in front of their door because if you do that, it's done. Again, let's get into some other baseball scores. I'm just going to give you the scores, and then we'll get into the second intermission. We'll probably talk some hockey too. But you got the Orioles, the Orioles, 11-1. Baltimore able to get that one on the road. Dodgers get a 5-1 over the Braves. The Braves 20-12. The Dodgers 23-13. Still two teams, I would imagine, Alec, that are going to be on a collision course when the playoffs start in October.
Yeah, the Dodgers are starting with Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming in. Those are their big two. Not to mention about Tyler Glass now and well, 5-1 over the Braves, another World Series contender. That's a big win for LA at their home field.
Yes, it is. And again, Mookie Betts has been spectacular this year. I mean, you could pretty much go up and down the lineup. Again, I think it was a couple days ago, I saw Max Muncy hit 3 tanks and bring in the power surge. The Cubs win 5-0 Brewers. Brewers are 20-13. Cubs are 21-14. That NL Central race could be tight this year. White Sox get a 5-1 win. And with that win, again, I'm saying this correctly, the White Sox improved to 8-6. Yikes.
Oh, but you just think it can't get worse after you trade away your best pitcher, Dylan Cease. He's now thriving with the Padres. That's been a terrific addition with them. The White Sox is essentially rock bottom with them. And what do you do if you're the White Sox? Because it feels like there's just no escaping Jerry Rice storm.
No, there's not. You said that right. And again, even if you say you can't escape him, you say you want to go back into a rebuild. Out of the rebuild 3-4 years ago, and 3-4 years from now, there's no thinking that even that'll be done. So the Rangers and the Royals, Rangers get a win. They're 19-16, slow start for them, but they're still dangerous. Royals are 20-15. They lose 3-2 though to the Rangers. Speaking of another team, I know we've talked about up here, Alec. The Mariners win 5-4, so again they are leading the AL West by half a game. The Astros are 12-22. What the hell's going on over there?
I feel it's the lack of starting pitchers for the Astros. It's not healthy or they're bad for whatever reason. Verlander is slowing down, considering that he's aging. He's going to be 41 by the end of his contract. Seattle, I feel that's a surprise because it was a very confusing offseason for the Mariners in the winter and in the early stages of spring. But you still got Julio Rodriguez, who went 0 for 4 on this game, but he's still a superstar. But that time was Josh Rojas, who went 3 for 4 at the bat. That's nice to see Rojas could get the majority of the at-bats in which he has thrived at as well. But another win for Andres Munoz, who I think he get more the Aroldis Chapman comparisons more and more. He can throw a nice fastball.
Absolutely. Again, the Heat and 102 pretty much for Munoz on the regular. I think this is the first loss for the Twins. It's broken up. Their win streak, I think, was like 12 games. So they lost 9-2 to the Red Sox as Rafaela and Devers both get home runs, but the Twins' win streak is over.
But for how good the Twins and to an extension their division is, well, it felt like considering how the Red Sox they're up and down through the year, but all good things must come to an end at times.
The Rays, again, speaking of another team in transition, bringing up all the Wander Franco stuff, we know about that. But the Rays, again, they started as one of the best teams in the AL East. They get a win today, but they're 17-18 and just 11-9 at Tropicana as they beat the Mets 7-6. Speaking of the AL Central, the Guardians, I think they're playing better baseball than I would have expected. 22-12, they get a 4-1 win over the Angels. We went over the national score against the Blue Jays, 11-8. Yankees win 5-2, shortened game. Pirates get a win, but it seems like, Alec, that hot streak for Pittsburgh's cooled down a little bit. They're 16-19.
Yeah, it felt like it was coming back down to earth at some point because the Pirates, a hot start is nice, but you want to sustain this momentum. It's nice that you beat some of the lesser teams, but you need to be more consistent against the better teams.
Yeah, that's what it takes if you want to have success. And then game is the Phillies and the Giants. Phillies have been excellent lately. They're up 5-3. That ended 7. Again, we kind of went over yesterday all of the NHL side of the brackets and who we think is going to win. I think this might be time, Alec, if you want to steer this toward the NBA side. You want to lead off with what series intrigued you?
Nuggets and Timberwolves. It was the one that just started, and I know the Timberwolves won the first game, but the series is way far from over.
Is Anthony Edwards, how good is he as far as top players in the NBA? We're already talking about him in a top 10, like, correct? Maybe more?
You're already talking top 10. It feels like when these players are getting light and they're young, making their first appearance, they start to get the fan favorites. Over time, once they don't win championships, it feels like that likability starts to go. Sad reality of NBA fandom culture that if you don't win immediately, you start to be looked as a choker, that you can't finish stuff. I don't want to see any more of that because we need to tamper with we need to stop with our raising expectations. Cool it down a bit. It takes time until you win a championship. Keep your patience. That's the approach that people should take with guys like Luka Doncic and all of that. Anthony Edwards also applies to that. Nikola Jokic, too. It took until last season for Jokic to win his first championship. How much will Doncic and Edwards win theirs?
I think that's well said, Alec. I don't have the answer for you as far as that, for who's going to win next. But yeah, I think more so in the NBA, you said it best. That happens way too quickly in comparison to other sports as far as trying to label people busts or saying that they're not going to get the job done. And I find it a little disgusting, honestly, because these guys are really young in the league. And honestly, for me, might be considered a little bit of an old head here, but maybe the talent pool is as good as it's ever been. The only thing that drives me crazy sometimes, like when James Harden used to play for the Rockets, where the team would just shoot about 63s in a game. I want to see a little bit less of that, but I like where the talent pool is, and I like your thought as far as some of the young kids in the game. I think they're in the right place. I will lean as well with the Nuggets. I do think it's going to be a long series. Let's find a way to get past the Timberwolves, but Timberwolves have won 5 straight games now. And whether Chris Finch is going to be in a walking boot or whatever, he was there, able to coach the team. They were able to get a victory. This other one that intrigues me is also going on a little bit earlier. That's tomorrow at 7:30 on TNT. But maybe it's because of the NBA playing game or any of that stuff. But this Pacers team, I know the Knicks are good. I know Jalen Brunson is kind of goated here at this point, to use for a lack of a better term, but I really like the Pacers. I think they might be able to pull an upset.
I mean, the Pacers, they go off with lights out offense. They were at one point was the best in the league by a mile, by a long shot. But the Pacers, They like their offensive chances with Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, and all their key pieces around. The Knicks, they're a complete team, one that you can ask for between Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and with Brunson is Villanova boys Josh Hart. Magic happens with the New York Wildcats, as I sometimes know them because of the Villanova trio between Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo. I'm leaning Knicks in 6 because I think the Pacers, they can steal some games with their dynamic offense. But I think 6 games is where I'll set the bar.
Well said. That's fair. I can't argue it too much. I do want to throw this out there, though. You already know it, but I'll just say it again. Julius Randle and Bojan Bogdanovic out. That's not a concern for you?
Yeah, I don't feel it's concerning because OG Anunoby has been the fill-in void that the Knicks have needed ever since Randle went down. Once Anunoby stepped into that starting lineup, the Knicks have improved. But if they get Anunoby and Randle at the front court with Hartenstein/Robinson, that's a front court to fear in Knicks land.
Yeah, all of a sudden, then the Knicks become that more dangerous in their dream of trying to even get to an Eastern Conference final. I think that could be realized. So you mentioned it a little bit in the first intermission. We talked about the Cavs and being able to win all the home games to survive the Magic. Well, now their reward is the Celtics. It's going to be the Celtics all the way, correct?
I knew it was going to be the Celtics. Basically, the chant of "We want Boston" is a death sentence to any team that's not the New York Islanders. But for Cleveland, you're setting yourselves up for this. You want Boston, or you're going to get Boston. I think it's going to be the Celtics in, let's say, 5 games.
That's fair. I won't argue that. I think we can split the difference in between the Pacers only because I think I fell in love with that during the play-in. But yeah, I'm right there with you on the Celtics. Maybe the Cavs push it 6, but I think they would also need Jared Allen to do so, and they don't have that situation. This is what intrigues me. I think you and I might have some differing opinions. I know I've been farther away from the NBA more so than usual over the last couple of years, but I do feel like as long as I'm not working every one of these games, I do want to go and watch or at least work one of these ones with you. The Mavericks and the Thunder. I know about Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, PJ Washington, all the good pickups there for Nico Harrison and company, but I don't know what it is, Al. Like I still really like the Oklahoma City Thunder. I wouldn't surprise me if they beat the Mavs.
I mean, we're not going to be surprised if which one beats which one because the Thunder and Mavs can easily beat each other. You know, Dallas is getting hot at the right time on their backcourt. The Thunder have the young rising team right with them between Josh Giddey and Chet Holmgren. But the Mavs with the superstar duo of Luka and Kyrie, magic happens. You see what happened in Dallas in Game 6 against the Clippers? They didn't just knock them out. They delivered the killing blow and the knockout punch right on their team to prevent the Clippers from advancing for the Western Conference Final. I didn't give my prediction for the Nuggets-Timberwolves series, but I feel both series go 7 games. Conference Final of European superstars.
That's fair. You know what? Honestly, I like the Mavs. I like Luka Doncic. You know, Kyrie Irving, I can take it or leave it. I think this Thunder squad is really good. They're really young. SGA is a superstar. I understand how good Luka is. Good luck trying to match SGA on that side. They might cancel each other out. Chet Holmgren might play a big role as far as that front court. In 7, I want to see them get past the Mavs. But I will take the Celtics comfortably. I have no doubt about that. So give me the Celtics and give me the Thunder, and then we'll see what happens on the other side of the bracket.
Ooh. And now that we have all that out of the way, well, the Kansas race is coming down to the wire. We have spin from Kyle Busch down to the field. But the dominant car has been Denny Hamlin, who has never lost at the next-gen era, whether it be with him as a driver or a team owner. His wins as a driver came last year in the spring race, and now he's leading as a driver. But his drivers, as with him as a team owner, 1 year in the next-gen era before, between Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick, all driving a 45 car.
So Alec will keep us up to date as far as anything else that happens within that race. I know that he's more qualified to talk about that. I can't tell you anything about NASCAR that much. I do watch sometimes in Michigan and enjoy it. I'm able to enjoy it from far, but I'm glad that you found a passion with it.
Yeah, but after watching the Daytona 500 and this year's Atlanta race, it feels like I'm convinced. I was in and out of it a decade ago, but now I'm fully. Well, we're getting set for an exciting finish. Possibly in overtime, the leader was Denny Hamlin, time at a caution. Martin Truex Jr. was second place. Chris Buescher was testing Hamlin for the lead earlier.
Let me give you an update here on this side because I know we're going to be getting in the third period. Alex is going to take the first game 7 here between the Stars and the Golden Knights. Who is a better matchup for the Avalanche? I gave you Stars, Golden Knights, or neither. And out of 17 votes, 53% of you say Golden Knights, 35% say Dallas, and 12% say the Avalanche will beat both.
It's an interesting matchup. I feel if I'm Avalanche, Vegas would be a better matchup in my opinion. Because if it's Dallas, I feel they have all the tools necessary, offensive-wise, defensive-wise, goaltending-wise. That's not to say Vegas can't beat Colorado, which I do like that they're getting their lineups back together, and they have the better coach over Dallas. I'm not going to argue that, but Dallas, they have the offensive tools necessary.
That's the key for me. That's where I split it as well. Stars, I think, are just a little bit better offensively placated, and I think that's where I lean as well because, as you said, their defense and goaltending might even be a step above. And again, if it is Dallas, then you're going to have another conversation about Alex Gergiev. He can outduel somebody like Aiden Hill or Jake Ottinger, but he's proven time and time again he can.
I mean, he's proven it time and time that he is that man.
So I know you're going to get set to take it away. We're back in from the intermission coverage. We'll see if you get a goal within the first 10 minutes. Do you think we're going to get a quick overtime, or do you think we're just going to win it here in the third?
I mean, it could go either way. I'm not going to guarantee which way or another, but I think if we're getting 2 overtimes for the price of once a 7-game weekend or 1 game 7 weekend, then we'll be treated to a treat here.
Yeah, you got it right yesterday. You said that one was going to be quick. You even got pasta. Take it away. Start of the third.
Here we go. Out now with John Ottenberg, Gary. We'll be with you right here throughout this game, and we'll go as long as this one takes. Stars in the victory green, Golden Knights in the white. Hell will play this one out for Petrangelo. With a far side bouncing, Braddock Fox are keeping this one in. It's 4th line against 4th line to start this one out. Smith. Struggling to drop this one back behind, sending this one out in front for Sam Steele. Turns it around over the far side. Routed by Thomas Harley. Long shot for traffic. Bouncing puck over the left side. Held in by Sam Steele. Tight shot. Skipped right by it. It's held in by on the back end. Moved around right behind that. Boxa controls this one in the right circle. Bouncing puck. Steele controls out from Boxa backhand. Shot. Greg Boxa just banked this one in the backhand. 2-1 Dallas.
Wow, that's a lethal backhand. Not a lot of space there, in tight. Hill never saw it. None of us ever saw it. He caught everybody by surprise. Good work there for Roddick.
And it also surprised us both. Everyone here in Dallas was surprised by the backhand shot of how quick the release was. The speed of the release, which could equate to the speed of a backhand shot equating to Evan Bouchard's snapshot. That was just as quick. Well, we don't expect backhand shots to be as quick as a slap shot, but Aiden Hill might have never saw this one coming.
No, and that play design was kind of weird, wasn't it, Alec? Because it was near the right side, in like a clock, maybe 2 times. Fox on top of the dot, he just backhands it in.
And kudos to Sam Steele for providing the screen to take away Aiden Hill's eyes as well. Our side fours, Eichel and Martians out there. Chris Tanev took it away from them. Shoved away as they're trying to clear. Here's Tomas Hertl saying a punch it so. That was blocked in front by Tanev. Pavelski got it out. Right by McNabb. Theodore retreats away from Wyatt Johnson, who got the game's first goal. Theodore stick that one away from backyard away. Robertson out wide far side. Hannafin under. Robertson lost his stick. No, it was Hannafin's stick that was lost. And Robertson tripped over to lose stick from Hannafin. Some more bodies falling down like bowling pins. And a quick shot was turned away by Hannafin trying to get a quick shot. Hannafin moving up to the far side for Eichel. Jack Eichel backhanding cross by Barbashev. Barbashev sends this one in right behind Oettinger. Will be picked up now by Haskin, who fakes out Barbashev. On the backhand, controlled out and moved up by Hitz. Sticked away from him. And now moved up front is Chandler Stevenson. Can't find a drop pass for Barbashev. And back comes down and out. Getting down and out, trying to throw it track. And this one wide. Cannot be kept in as Markstone poked this one out. All the way out. Right side, 4 outs for Trangelo. For the right circle. Tied up with Stevenson by Tannen. That was the puck out of the near corner. Trying to backhand this one over to the point. I believe that was Barbashev or Stoneretter who was tied up. Now behind that, Stevenson can't locate it. Tannen good. He clears. And moves this one up. This goes right by Tyler Seguin. He locates this puck in the near corner. Sliding towards the boards by Petrangelo. Tight shot from Seguin. 2:41 to the burn.
And Tyler Seguin's had so many chances in this series, and every single chance that he's had is chances I think you and I would salivate over. Always near the left dot, always trying to shoot it high. Might I suggest that he's shooting 5-hole, young sir?
Yeah, we're seeing, looking at replay back at that Bobsep goal. Bobsep had a lucky bounce off the knee of Alec Martinez for this goal.
Just can't ask for anything more. That's the margins, and I love that shot for Fox. Utter elation.
We're basically playing pinball here, bringing pinball space cadet for all those people who love nostalgia back to the Windows XP days. Now it's back, but this is Fox's first goal of this series. It's Greg Smith and Thomas Harley. Sent down inside, Vegas picks this one up. They're at center ice. The pass went off, one right by Mike Avadio, Oettinger behind his crease. And take the place for Ryan Sooners. Down goes one to Golden Knights. It's an arm up in the air. We don't see a referee. As Vegas will now pick this one up. We stay 5-on-5. Hell is back in game long as Kane calls are back in the first period. It's rare to have a game 7 as disciplined as this one for the most part, but it felt like Vegas fans, the feud here, is complaining about a penalty. This one down deep. Recollected by Hannafin as Vegas looks to gear this game up right now. Can't do so for the moment. They put Dallas' end. Tannen back with this. Across for Lindell. That's a Lindell looking deep. And deflected in by Jamie Benn, so down by Hannafin. And Hannafin moved this one out over to Colasar. Colasar sends Stover right behind Oettinger. Relocated by Lindell. Went right off of back with this is Hannafin 4 minutes into the third period. Hannafin to the right side over to Whitecloud. Whitecloud still up front. Marchessault can't find this one, and Whitecloud send this one right in. Oettinger will just let this go. Harley picks this one up away from Hurdle. The point down backwards, rushing in to keep this one inside was Martinez. Marchessault around. This gets right by Eichel. And will be picked back up by Hitz. Across for Robertson. Robertson sends it right by Petrangelo. Petrangelo sends it towards the boards. On the right circle, this is Dallas. No shot in there. Now they fire it right off of Hill. It sells over. And now fire back to the point for Hastings. Downloads goes to the far corner. Dallas trying to find the open lane. Nothing there. Now it sells right by Harley, who just spanned on this pass as it went right over his stick. Marchessault had it poked away by Robertson. Harley resells across for Hastings and Harley forward. Deflected in by Stankovic. Hill will play it out over to Theodore. Chase from behind, and now up comes Barbashev. Ivan Barbashev moves left side. Doesn't go, and now here's Chandler Stevenson to the net. The trailer there. Nothing there for Barbashev goes tumbling towards the boards as he loses his skate. As I believe one of the stars gets taken down. Is Oettinger going to go to the bench? I believe so. And something there in the way. No one. Is it going to be 5-on-5 or 6-on-5 as Hill stops the nice chance on Matt Duchene?
Man, amongst all the chaos, Matt Duchene almost gets a goal. I'm thinking the same thing. Honestly, I was thinking Vegas might go to the power play. When Barbashev got taken down, he's getting hooked. He falls down. Tanev gets a piece of it. And then Seguin gets run into. That was just faster, and in that chaos, Duchesne turns. It bounces off of Vegas' body and almost crosses the red line, if not for Hill.
Aye, 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 Joe. We're seeing everything happen here in Dallas. Just not sure which way's going to favor round. It's a toss-up, a coin flip.
It is right now. It's a great game 7.
Vegas wins the face-off. So seeing Cooper Hopkins join along with us. Glad to have him along for the ride here. And Big D at the DFW Metroplex. William Carlson will move this one up, but can't do so. Now up for the lane, right side. Greg Smith starts up that deal. How did he miss that? Now it's over the far side. Down deep is still walking the point. Left side is chasing it back across. One timer. Stop right now. Vegas trying to clear. Carlson skating up with this. Can't get it out. It's Lindell. Over the net. Bouncing out in front. But we picked back up by Amadio. Away from Noah Hannafin. Twisted twirls right over to the far side. Battle for this loose puck. Sent on down deep. Recollected by Lindell. Dallas back with this at the zone. Pavelski shoved away by Hannafin. 6:20 into this third period. Jamie Benn slowed down by carrying. Then behind the net. Out of it front. Can't do so there. Recollected by Lindell. Back in his own zone. Away from all sorts of golden ice. Ben trying to get behind the fence. It's right behind the net with Petrangelo watching. Slowed down once. Now 7 front. Trying to get this loose puck. So it's Justin. Now Ben. Loads up the wide. 13-12 in the third period. Vegas trying to get back down. David under siege on this third period. Not a lot of shots. The majority of the action has been from Dallas. They've had the majority of shots in this third period. Goodness, it's been a here. Can't get one now as it's cleared out by Dallas and Theodore's the first two there. Sent on across, open to Petrangelo. Sent down deep. Rope heads was in the way. Retreating back is Ryan Suter as it races up for contact from Jack Eichel. And down goes one of the stars that was Stanley and one of the Golden Knights up as well. There's been all sorts of bowling pins here as the head totals now 43-31 the advantage to Dallas. Sent down deep to center ice with the back inside. Eichel can't locate this on the pass. Robertson back the other way up for Duchesne. Duchesne may have a lane. Right back for McNabb. He knows slow down. Erdl trying to restart things for Vegas. Can't do so now. And now goes one of the stars. Marchessault tosses this one back over to Theodore. Jay Theodore sent one past Eichel as he tried to get this puck back for the Golden Knights. Does so. Out in front. Marchessault located his loose puck. Theodore ran out of rule. It was up over the net. And shoved away. Sangerman tries to clear. This one goes out onto the pitch. And we have a stoppage finally at the 11:53 mark.
Welcome in, Cooper.
Well, boys, I think I joined in just at the right time here. Things are getting very intense. And Alec, I don't know if you guys have been trading on and off, but I certainly hope that you have enjoyed this Game 7. I was able to tune in at the end of last period. Boy, it has been the tale of two backhands. Jack Eichel missing the nearly open net at the end of the second. What could this game look like had that shot gone in? And then not even 1 minute into the third, Dallas takes the lead on a seeing eye backhand. The action has been incredible. Gentlemen, how's the game been for you so far?
Go ahead, Alec.
Doing good, doing good. Coming up one Game 7 that was yesterday, and on to another Game 7, which is today. Open record, low scoring. We may be seeing the best goaltending that we have seen these past 3 days of NHL ice hockey in the first round.
Yeah, we have. Alec had to help me out a little bit because my space would not start. So we ended up picking this back up. And again, I'm at the point here, gentlemen. If Dallas gets another one, this might be done. I mean, Aiden Hill's got to keep this lock and key correct because Dallas looks like they want this.
Oh, absolutely. Alec, you made some great observations. Just the barrage of shots that have been coming toward the Knights goaltender, and especially in this period in particular. And I think Dallas can feel it. I think their crowd can feel it. I think that the Stars expected to win this series, regardless of the fact that they're playing the Vegas Golden Knights, one of the top franchises in the league, and still really in their youth, so to speak, as a member of the NHL. But impressive never to be counted out. But yeah, John, you make a great observation as well. I think that Dallas has their foot on the gas here. Can they get more breathing room? That's a great question. The Knights have bent but not broken, other than that goal scored about 40 seconds into this third.
So, Alec, I was giving you the top 10 minutes. Might as well take it so you get another commercial break, and then I can jump in.
Yeah, this also would have been a 2-2 game had it not been for the missed chance by Jack Eichel as he just begged this off the side to net. The shots at the end of the second period were 15 all. Now it's 23-16 Dallas as Pietrangelo lose puck in front. Can't be center on. They have a penalty on the way here. Tyler Seguin is trying to plead his case, but if it stands, Evgeny Dadonov is going to go to the penalty box. Vegas will get their first power play.
This really feels like, Alec, this was the sign of life that Vegas was waiting for.
Yeah, this is the time, guys. Nearing that 10-minute mark, halfway point of the third period. It feels like this third period has absolutely flown by. There haven't been too many breaks in the action, so we'll see if Vegas can take advantage. They need to do so here, being down by one.
Yeah, I said Dadonov. He's actually going to be the one serving. A goaltender getting called for a tripping penalty. Auditor is getting called for one.
Yeah, we got one the other day, didn't we, against the Leafs?
This is unbelievable. Vegas on their first power play of this game is only the second power play of this game overall, but it could be the most meaningful one for Vegas, especially after the Jack Eichel miss. Noah Hannafin on the top power play, and that was poked loose by Sam Steele. On the series, Vegas is 3-4-11 on a man advantage. They have not had a lot of chances here thus far, but this may be their best chance. Here's Eichel setting up. Bruce center ice trying to skate this one in. Force to the outside wide, and a good job by Dallas to force that offside. 32 seconds into the man advantage.
We flip a coin here, right? I mean, who's going to get this? If Vegas doesn't score on the power play here, I mentioned, how many times are we going to see? Dallas has been doing a great job of closing out all these lanes all game.
Yeah, and a great move. Back checkers there in the blue line, knocking it into the neutral zone and kill a bunch of this power play. So Vegas has to turn it around right here. They're in possession. Alec, take it away.
So about a minute away until I hand this back over to John. We have the first power play unit out on the ice. Dallas with another successful clear, 105 on the man advantage. And in no place this one out. Noah Hannafin will skate this one up and will drop it back over to Eichel at the end of his shift. Eichel moving down the lane. Last burst of air on his tank. Dallas will get another clear, and that should get changes to both the power play unit and the penalty kill unit for Vegas and Dallas respectively. Hannafin will take this back up 45. Eichel still out there. Drop pass over to Martian, so he's skating up for the near side. For the right side, Nick Waugh will look for the right circle at the bottom. Around for Eichel. Eichel couldn't hold it. He's at the end of his shift. He must be exhausted out there. Sam Steele on the board for Vegas. Pass deep for Marchessault. Marchessault right across. This was lifted off the stick of Carlson, and Dallas get another clear. 18 seconds to go here on the man advantage, and I'll hand it over to John as this is a good point to have you take over.
So I know Alec will be a little bit ahead of me. I'm assuming Cooper is as well. Pietrangelo. Off the backhand, he will get it. And the high slot, here's a shot that gets blocked. And near the right side, Dallas, great job circling. Here, Pietrangelo, trying to get a lane off the backhand, set it up a backhand chance to the left out for Wild Bill, as this is pinned against the left side boards. And now Vegas can cumbrate. How much time have they got left? Pietrangelo, another block for Dallas, as it's to Dadonov. Pietrangelo now has to spin as number 63 was providing him some discomfort. And now set back for Bruce Cassidy. Swan! It's stolen! Now they're the right side. That was an obscure camera cut. I almost thought it was going to be a goal. Gentlemen, this is getting crazy.
Oh, I'm not sure how this one was not a goal for Steele, despite the fact that Dallas having 9 shots in this period, as I was off by one of my calculations of who has the more shots between the two of them at the end of the second period. Vegas had the advantage 15-4. But that was a gimme.
Harley now. Hintz trying to fall. We'll get this out of the zone in. Hopefully don't get anything that obscure. My heart almost went in my throat. As this is sent back now for Aiden Hill. Backing around the end boards again. Vegas is needing a goal right now. Kind of feels like the same thing that we talked about in between Nashville, Vancouver, Toronto, Boston. Yet another 2-1 game. Who was going to win it? The defending champs are up against the ropes. They got the win in Game 6 when they needed it. But so far throughout this series, it feels like Dallas has been the better team, as this is sent the other way. We're talking about Vegas going forward. Should they advance, they're trying to get their lines in order, but they need to get their offense going as well. Here's an opportunity now. Theodore able to send this across for McNabb. Picked up off the drop, Marchessault, and a headlock is Barbashev. He's got nowhere to go. And this one gets sent down. 7:50 left to go in the third. Jonathan Alec Nava and Cooper Hawkins as this one gets sent back in. Picked up now for Chris Tanev. As Tanev and Hannafin on opposite sides, one of them is going to advance. Sent back now for Martinez. This will put this near the left side. Vegas and the Road Whites lose the puck. This one gets make a play. And behind the cage, he'll try to backhand. Here's a puck pickup from Petrangelo. I imagine Bruce Cassidy's going to have to start double shifting some of these lines. Drop for Stone. Tries to leave it to the defense, but they're not there. As they get this across to Texas D. Now sent back in deep and across the red line. Hurdle just trying to get an open space as this is cleared in by Whitecloud. Ottinger will look. Again, Ottinger throughout this series has been excellent, especially in the last few stretch of games. Whitecloud into the traffic. Ottinger was swimming in the crease for a moment as this is near the right side. He's up to a minute 20 on his shift. Whitecloud, traffic, and this one is stopped by Ottinger, but that was a good screen.
What a stop by Jake Ottinger with the outer vision right there. I don't want to get into jokes and you're ahead of me by some time, but William Karlsson with the screen, but Alex Petrangelo that time with the slapper, but Evgeny Danov jumped in front. Danny Ben again on a screen. Tomas Hurdle was taking away the vision from Ottinger. Smart shot, but better save.
Yeah, you said it, Alec. That was great. Boy, Ottinger looked cool. It looked like nothing. He snaps that thing right out of thin air and then coolly skates out of the blue paint for the media timeout like it's practice, guys. Like he's in a locked in. I would say the same for Dallas Stars. John, you alluded to this, and hey, you guys both know me well enough at this point. I'll take an opportunity to pull out a Calgary Flames reference whenever I can. John, this is reminding me, when I watch this Vegas Gold Flames team, it's reminding me of a lot of Calgary Flames games. They have talent, they have the pieces, periods that we called their games, especially this season and even the year prior. Something just seemed off. It's hard to put my finger on it. I don't know if it's Dallas's effort. Steele in particular has looked great in this period. Tons of effort. He's been around the crease. He's been involved in a lot of close plays, including the one that sent John's heart to his throat. Hope you're recovering, my friend. We need you for the rest of this broadcast. But the Knights just can't. If you're a Knights fan right now, if you're a Golden Knights fan, you got to be pulling your hair out. And John, for you and I, it's what little there is left. They just cannot seem to connect the pass when they need it the most. It's being forced just a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I feel like they feel the pressure and it's getting to them just a bit.
I do. I think you're right on top of it. And again, I'll jump into Alec here for a minute. But yeah, as this series has gone along, games 1 and 2, that's far and away now. Dallas has been the force in Vegas to pull their hair out. Would you agree, Alec?
Yeah, I would. They made some adjustments that they needed to learn from last year. To learn from the mistakes that you made last year when you put yourselves in that 3-0 hole. Well, 2-0 isn't as bad as 3-0 because 2-0 is more doable than 3-0. But this time around, Peter DeBoer learned from last time around and made the necessary adjustments.
Is that 7-0 record in Game 7s for him about to be 8-9? Dallas is 6:20 thereabouts away as this one will be cleared into Ottinger. Hold on. I am a little bit upset that this is a first-round series, but this is what we got right now. In Dallas, they could move on to face Colorado.
Sorry for stepping on your toes for the moment, but we wish that this could be a Western Conference Final or West semifinal series. It's been that good.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic one, and this game alone has been really fascinating to watch. And look, it looks like it's going to go one way here. It looks like the Stars are going to walk away with this thing with just about 6 minutes left before they hit the finish line in the series. I'm excited either way, whichever of these teams goes on to face Colorado. Truly interesting stuff that we can talk about.
Robertson will watch this one go to Noah Hannafin. Again, will it be one of the Flames that score a goal here to be able to send a tie or a 2-goal lead? That would also be interesting and something to talk about. It'd be a little poetic. This will be near the right side for Robo. This one will get cleared in, and that first line for Peter DeBoer's squad will get settled. Down to 5:55 left to go, maybe in Vegas this season, and their title defense could end in the first round. This is pure theater here as this goes up into the netting and on a play.
When we think of photo finishes in the past, we've been discussing. Well, if you haven't had enough of photo finishes, how about another one? By 1,000th of a second, the closest finish in NASCAR history, Kyle Larson over Chris Buescher.
We've had that. We've had Kentucky Derby. We've had a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, I bet that the Toronto Maple Leafs fans felt like they were 1/1000th of a second away from on in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and then these guys, that was quite a finish as well, and things are topsy-turvy again in Leafs land.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, Cooper, but you got to imagine Sheldon Keefe, Brendan Shannon, the GM, or one of the core four. Maybe all those moves are going to get made.
Yeah, a lot of them. Shanahan, Keefe, Marner, those three could be on their way out.
Yeah, it's so interesting, with a lot of those core guys, the players having those no movement clauses, to be requested, that sort of subtle under the table, would you waive your no movement clause, perhaps, Mitchell?
Right. Yes.
In interest of maybe getting it somewhere, you got to think that he's getting a little exhausted by all the scrutiny from the media and from the fans. But plenty of time to talk about that. We want to stay focused on who's still in this thing. And yeah, guys, as I look forward here to whoever Colorado will face. Listen, I know we have a 2-1 lead for Dallas right now. Do you have a preference, or are we staying pretty?
What do you think, Alec?
I'm rather neutral on this, but personally, I just can't tell who is going to get the upper hand on who.
I'm going to go ahead and say I want to see the Golden Knights advance, only to fall down to Colorado. Is that fair?
Anything's fair. Playoffs, John. You can say anything you want as long as the team's in there. Interestingly, normally you and I are pretty locked in, and this is, of course, straight up opinion. I'm actually, not just because of the way the score sits, I'm interested to see the Dallas Stars versus the Avalanche. I think either way we're going to get a good one, but we got to finish this one first. The Stars fans nuts in the building right now.
Yeah, my hope, I will say this for the record here, Cooper, while you're in, and we can talk about that going forward as well when we work a game, but I want to see Florida and Colorado in the Stanley Cup final. That's what I want to watch the most. We'll see if we can get to it. We got a long way to go, though, as this is now near the right side. This will be sent in. Vegas have to start 5:25, maybe left to go in their season. Hannafin able to send this one now. Who is going to be a hero for Vegas? Who's going to block more shots for Dallas? Rope Hintz has already done a lot of that. He also won a game with an empty netter. Stone back in behind the net for Chandler Stevenson. Somebody, anybody. Noah Hannafin off the backboards. And this one now picked up for Tanev. The outstretched pass. Pavelski not on the score sheet yet. Here's a wrister for Johnston. And a pickup now for Hill, but he'll quickly play it. And Vegas down to their final 5. Get a chance now off the spin and turn. Shea Theodore is near the right side dot. Everybody's standing up here at American Airlines Center as they should. Dallas wants that revenge from the Western Conference Finals last year. It was a hell of a series then. It's a hell of a series now. Here's Pietrangelo. Gain the red line and send it in. And this is now near the right side dot for Pietrangelo, former Blues captain. Getting a cup for both of these teams in between the Blues and Vegas needs a goal. Now into the left side red line. This is sent in. Eichel, he's a beast with the puck. Got to try to make something happen now. We'll send this back to defense. Pietrangelo in deep. Marchessault pinned by Heiskanen. Marchessault still emerges with it. It goes back to D, though. They can't get anything on the outside as this goes back to neutral. 3:55 left to go in the third. John Under with you alongside Alec Nava and Cooper Hopkins. It's Game 7. Dallas up 2-1 against Vegas. Trying to move on to play the Avalanche in a couple days. Rope Hintz Put it around the end boards. High slot now. Vegas shoots. It's a harmless deflection. Dallas kills more time. Down to 3:30. Find the entry now. Amadio with the sauce pass near the right side red line. As players come together, it's kind of hard to see everything with all the fans standing up. As this eludes Carlson, and this will be sent. Vegas, we've been saying it a lot. Now they can't even clear it to the neutral zone. They're just trying to find a way to get in and get shots, and Dallas is keeping them in jail right now. Hurdle, send this around the end boards. Almost stolen. And now we'll see if Amadio can make something happen, but it's turned over. Touch it here for Johnson. For the net. Aiden Hill's got it, but the clock is starting to become an enemy for Vegas.
At what point do you pull Aiden Hill? That's the question in the mind of Bruce Cassidy. He has to be thinking right now. Do you want to go at around the 2 burning mark, or do you want to go around 2 minutes to pull him and get the extra attacker out?
Fair question. You know, it's crazy to believe that that's probably what the coaches on the bench were thinking right after Vegas was unsuccessful with their only man advantage. They were immediately probably shifting, thinking about Hill, and Hill has got to get out of the crease, I would say, as soon as possible.
And I would just venture, because I know we're all thinking it, how can you even puck pressure right now against Dallas's defense? Now Dallas wins an offensive zone. Going to work out beautifully for them. Vegas has got to transition quick. Sent down off the long flip. Here's a chance now for Nick Wall across the right side wall. Gets around Suter. Vegas up against it. We haven't seen the empty net pull yet on the TBS coverage. Nick Wall. And behind that, continuing to dance. Here's a slap shot. Yet another block. This time Wyatt Johnston. Turnstile for a couple of the Vegas players. This one picked up across the red line, and then a huge hit takes one of the Vegas players off their feet. And that sends the towels waving. 2:15 left to go in the third. Dallas still up 2-1. Radek Faksa with a nasty backhand goal to go ahead early in the third at 19:18. Here's a steal. Aiden Hill comes out to make a play. And now right side, Hill says no with the glove. Down to 2 minutes, another heart in your throat moment. This is sent in by Eichel, and now Jake Ottinger will hold. Take a breath.
If you're a goaltender, play aggressively with style.
Boy, oh boy, do I respect Aiden Hill for making. You know what, though? That's years of training. It's so rare to see that when goalies have to come that far out. Look, I know he wasn't at the blue line, but he stepped out of the crease. Right on, Alec. Play aggressively. Keep your team in this thing. Don't just wait back and take a breakaway shot. Get to that puck. Dive. Could have kept his team in this thing with 150 to go. Impressive.
There against David Pastrnak, you might have liked to see it, but it's also easier to say in the moment. But Aiden Hill, we know about that. He was kind of really the main reason why Vegas won a Stanley Cup last year. And now Bruce Cassidy takes a timeout.
Yet, now that you're in a game 7, take your chances. I felt the urgency to move this puck rather quickly, as opposed to just staying in his crease, because if he stayed in his crease, that would have been a potential breakaway for the Dallas Stars to potentially wrap this one up and advance over to the second round. That's why Aiden Hill felt no choice but to play this one out. It paid off.
It certainly did, and I see Noah Hanifin, former Flame here. Listen, he's a goal scorer in the series. He's been there in some big moments. Even though he's a blue liner, I would expect him to be heavily in 50 seconds of this contest. Exciting stuff, guys. I'm glad to be along with you. Apologies I couldn't be here for the whole thing, but we got a good finish.
No, we appreciate you having you on. We've been waiting for this. Again, this kind of feels like the intrigue of the Avalanche and the Kraken last year a little bit, Cooper. I know it's not the same stakes, but it's still a game 7. This time it's against the defending champs. Now near the right side, the net is empty. Aiden Hill is out, and Dallas could essentially ice this, but they're already up by 1. Vegas got to get a goal here. They can't get possession. There was a cheap play here for Wyatt Johnston. It'll be sent back in for Jake Ottinger down to the final 90 seconds. Here's a pickup now near the left side. Now Stone, this pass for whatever reason was way too wide, and now Pavelski off the backhand. They'll successfully clear it down. Eichel, you're going to be triple shifting here for Bruce Cassidy's squad. Near the right side dot. Back to D. Eichel's on the left. Stevenson sends it across. Vegas can't find anything. And now back in behind the cage. Hurdle. Stevenson. Everybody's standing up, so anyone's just going to get swallowed up near that side of the camera. 45 seconds. This is near Vegas season's on the line. This is Jack Eichel. High slot Stevenson. Still on the outside. They can't get any shots here. Down to 30 seconds. Stevenson fires. And Ottinger sees it all the way.
So much not enough shooting. That goes to show about the Stars forcing him out wide to prevent them from getting any clean looks to the net. Vegas needs to get open and find the right lane possible.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You know what? Ottinger looks dialed in. There is just nothing but a cool, calm gaze from that crease. And it's got to be intimidating. I don't care who the defending champs, the way Ottinger's playing right now, he's making these saves look easy. And boy, John, you said it, so many ticks off the clock right there. I understand trying to find the perfect angle and the perfect spot. Sometimes you got to let it be messy. Try to let that thing bounce around in the high slot and try to knock one in. Less than 30 here. Dallas now taking a timeout so they can catch their breath.
Man, everybody's catching their breath right now. I'm just happy to have a gentleman in here. We're on the Twitter X space. We got comments flowing in. Everybody's enjoying this. We've got a couple of game sevens, and we're going to have a hell of a second round series of matchups. I know Alec and I will probably work in one of the games in between the Rangers and the Hurricanes. Cooper and I probably working in one of the ones in between this series against Colorado. I'm trying to get everything squared. Happy to be. I can't believe it, but we're 29 seconds away from Vegas bowing out in the first round.
If that happens, now mark the fourth time in the last 6 years in which the defending champion gets bounced in the first round, as hard as it is to believe.
No, that's a great stat, Alec. We talk about the Super Bowl hangover in the NFL, which is more or less, I think, on that same kind of stat line. But let's take a look here. We got less than 30, John, to the home stretch.
Eichel and Ben, and on the draw, Eichel wins it. Vegas got to get some pucks in the net. We just talked about that. This is Cage. Now near the right side, Dallas clear. Dallas now on the left side, red line. Can Vegas hold on to this? Find the entry. Stone was there. Here's a pass near the right side, Dot. This one goes wide. It's down to 5 seconds. Hamilton, cross. This one behind the net. And the Stars are going to hold on to beat the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a date with the Avalanche.
And down go the Golden Knights on a hard-fought game. Peter DeBoer winning his 8th Game 7 and his 8th try, staying undefeated. On their way to the second round, Colorado with something at their mind, considering what happened in 2020. The Joakim Duranta hat trick. He's no longer with the Stars. He's now with the Avalanche. And now switching teams from left to right. And Dallas, they're celebrating here. The party is on at North Texas. Now, if you're Dallas, you can party right now, but once again, just like the Bruins yesterday, the realization phase may start to kick in tomorrow when you have to face Avalanche and their star-studded lineup.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And John, way to take us home with some energy there, my friend. Well done on the call of the spectrum. Stunned Vegas Golden Knights, truly on the ice, shaking their heads. They see streamers coming down, which is, if I'm being honest, not something that I'm accustomed to for first round. You got to celebrate when you have the chance. So credit to the entertainment team at the arena in Dallas. But these did push it all the way to the brink, and they even got that last attempt. You know what? Eichel was set up for that 1T. The pass came across at 45-degree angle from the blue line from none other than Hanifin. He was in on that play. Eichel had a good, clean look. Didn't get a full swing at it, and I believe that last shot went off the side of the cage. As we see the handshake line here, one of the greatest traditions in all of sports. And guys, this is a moment for me, a little breath, as I have the Dallas Stars predicted to be the Western Conference representative in the Stanley Cup Final. So we'll see if that remains true. But for one more day, I can breathe easy because the Stars are moving on, and they did so looking really good in this game.
Going to hold up in the second round because I do think the Dallas Stars are a complete team. I thought Vegas was going to fight tooth and nail. They did. Big credit to Dallas because, again, you take that WCF from last year, you flush it away. Hey, what better way to answer than to meet them again in the first round and get the victory? Is there any concern from you, Cooper, that a 7-game series is going to drain
to take down the defending champion of Vegas? No slouch here. And even though that I believe that correct, Dallas did look like the more complete team, the team that probably should have won. But longer, if we're just basing on their performance and appearance from their first round series, they look like they are primed and ready to go. We talked about this, Alec. I think we were on when we were chatting about this. There is the playoff version of the Colorado Avalanche. Sometimes they lose themselves a little bit in the regular season, but they seem to get locked in. They know that sweet spot. And a lot of those leaders on that team have the mentality to pin down this road. It's going to be really interesting. I know, John, you were thinking maybe Vegas, but the consolation prize is nothing too shabby.
No.
Watching.
It's going to be. This is going to be a hard-fought battle to the finish between Colorado and Dallas. I may lean slightly towards Dallas on the matchup. It may be a matter of rust versus rest for Colorado, but I think Colorado is going to be locked in, dialed in advance of this series. They're prepared. Dallas, I don't think the lack of rest is going to affect them. We've seen teams have a lack of rest, not bothered in advance for their next series.
I think you gentlemen make great points. Better than anything I'm about to make. I'm just going to tell you this honestly. I'm on the bandwagon for the Avalanche Revenge Tour. Look out.
I think you got a lot. There's a lot of heat there, John. I think that you got something right on. Even though I'm going to stick with my prediction, I was talking with one of my pals, another hockey fan. He was asking me, okay, what do you think? To take me all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and I said Dallas and Matthew Tkachuk's Florida Panthers.
Yes.
So we'll see. John, I think that you may be right on. If I were to pick another team to come out of the West, there's just something, and again, tough to quantify it. Sure, we can go through all the stats. We can talk about the goal scoring and the performance of the goaltenders, but something just in my gut, the Colorado Avalanche seem to have it. I think revenge tour is the best phrase. You already said it. And guess what, pal? You've known each other long enough. I'm stealing it. It's the Colorado Avalanche revenge tour. Let's go.
So I'm going to close out this week with 6 out of 7. I'm glad to have you gentlemen on here with me. And this was a lot of fun. I know Alex space here. You got it all set up because mine wasn't working. So Monday, I'm going to take the day off. I will jump back in with Alec for one of the ones in between Carolina and the New York Rangers. And then Cooper, I think I'm going to lean with you on Dallas and Colorado because we also have some other stuff that we have to discuss. So that's my plans for the week for both of you, and we should have some fun heading into the second round.
Let's go have that fun. Hopefully with the Canes tying it up in game 2.
Yeah, you got it, Alec. Don't want to forget those teams out in the East. It's been really exciting, and I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for letting me jump on. I wouldn't with you, and I'm looking forward to more of it. This is getting good in the Stanley Cup playoffs here. It's going to be really excellent moving forward with you guys.
Yes, it is. We'll talk soon. I'll see you next week. This week, doing streams. I appreciate it. I did have Cooper Hopkins on the back end. Him and I have to discuss some trip plans as well, as we're going to get settled during the November side for a move to Seattle to go ahead and watch the Kraken at Climate Pledge. So we'll get that squared away. Alec and I will also work a game together in the second round in between the Rangers and the Hurricanes. So Rangers, Hurricanes with Alec, Avalanche, and Stars with Cooper Hopkins. It should be a good week, and then I'll figure out what else we can do. So Monday off, maybe Thursday off, and then mix in Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. We'll see how it is. Monday definitely off, and then we'll figure out the rest of the schedule. All right, guys. Talk soon. Peace.